The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
This is Tina Stahl. This is Trash Talking Radio. Yeah, Trash Talking Radio is a fun place to be. I appreciate you having us out, and I think everybody would enjoy and learn a lot by just coming and listening to Mike Trash Talk.
This is Al Snow of WWE, ECW, Tough Enough, and God knows what else. Soon to be midget cage fighting to the death fame. Telling you that you're listening to Trash Talking Radio, which comes on every Tuesday night on TrashTalkingRadio.com. This is Bobby Lashley. You're listening to Trash Talking Radio, 7 to 10 every Tuesday night. From the foot like whoa! Whoa! So excited. It's been great being on your show as you guys do. And I hope to tell everybody and listen to Trash Talking Radio, TrashTalkingRadio.com. See ya, folks.
This is the Enforcer, C.W. Anderson. I'm coming back with a vengeance, and you're listening to TrashTalkingRadio.com with Mike Trash.
Ah, that's weird. Okay. What the fuck is going on? Uh-oh.
It locked up.
No, it didn't. It didn't. It's still there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Rutrodge.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Something freezed up the camera.
It freezed.
Okay, I don't know what happened here, but we'll continue here. Let's go again. There we go. I guess it doesn't matter. Talking Radio Tuesday night. And we're professional broadcasters here. We're just working under pressure. And all of a sudden, it stops out of nowhere. And it didn't want to play the song. That's kind of weird. Anyway, we're on time. Well, I mean, kind of. I think I started like a couple seconds late, but actually on time-ish.
Hey, that's better than it's been in a long time.
Except that the trailer or the intro didn't want to play all the way through. It stopped halfway through. So, all right. I guess we can get things rolling here. I forgot to close these windows. Let's see. Close this one. And that one goes there. Okay. All right, we're ready to roll. And
There's no room for you to roll around in here.
I see the Facebook is working. Let's see if the other ones are up and around. It's Twitter. Let's check out Twitter. And I'm doing a roll call. Twitter, you here or not?
Tweet!
And it looks like, let's see, up there waving. Yeah, I believe that's today. Today, 7/8/4. Yeah, 8/4. Mm-hmm. All right, so we pin this one. And then we'll go to Twitch. Twitch, we are there on Twitch where we belong, and YouTube, we are there where we belong, and Periscope, we're there where we belong. All right, rocking and rolling. All right, first off, I want you to grab that bag over there, right there, under that thing. And
that means I have to stand up.
You have to stand up, yes. You don't have to grab the bag. I mean, I'm sure that you would like to grab the bag. I don't want the bag.
What?
Not for me.
What?
Do you think this pink bow would be for me? Come on, seriously.
You didn't have to.
I didn't. Oh, well, then I'll take it back. All right.
Buddy thinks it's for him, see?
Yep, I'll give it to Buddy.
Okay.
He would appreciate it. All right. On with the show. It's,
Dork.
what?
You.
What?
Hi, puppy.
It's for Buddy.
Uh-huh.
Don't you want it? I think you do. Of course you do. You want everything. Anyway, so this week is your birthday.
Yeah, that's what everybody keeps telling me.
Well, you know, you're the one that told me. So it's your fault that
Hey,
I
you
knew.
asked.
I didn't ask.
But after all the years you've known me, you can't remember that.
I can't remember. I can't remember my birthday. I gave mine up, so it's a good reason.
Hi, puppy.
Oh, everybody's having birthdays this summer. I don't
Yeah,
understand it.
Mine's
I didn't have
Friday.
one.
My daughter's is Saturday.
Which daughter?
Alex.
Oh, you gonna do anything?
She has to work.
Both days?
Yep.
No, that sucks. I always made sure I never worked on mine. Okay, I lost the ball again. Okay, show's over. Lost my ball.
How much did you bet the old lady?
I can't find my ball. I can't believe it's gone. I lost that ball so many times.
Did it roll back that way?
I don't know. I don't see it. If I saw it, I wouldn't say I lost it, would I? I don't see it. Darn it.
I found it. Can I play with your ball?
Hands off my ball. Anyway,
What, puppy?
yeah. Those birthdays. They'll sneak up on you. Yeah.
Okay.
Your birthday is over. I got you in July. Monday, wait, what, not Monday, the 1st. The
Yeah.
1st was an anniversary, too. Of Dale's death.
Oh, that's right.
So, not that I'm counting, just happens to be a lot of things that happened at one time during that 2012 time period, and a year I'd like to forget, and a 2014 I'd like to forget too. So I'd like to take 2 years out of the number system.
Jen says, hi, guys. Miss you. Miss you, too.
Jen who?
Jen!
Which one?
That one.
Oh, her.
Your former work wife.
Hey, we're still working on a settlement. I had my mouse covering the thing. I couldn't see it. All right. Well,
What?
I'll be seeing her soon.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Because I'm special.
Your name's not Ed.
I think she likes me.
She
I think
puts
she
up
wants,
with you.
She wants me. I don't blame her. I'm a great guy. Hey, if you ever need to know, ask me. I'll tell you. Yep, he knows. He knows how great of a guy I am. Because I treat him very well. So, all right. What?
She says, what the hell, Mike?
What's that say? Oh, I thought that said with Mike. I think it says.
No.
I think it says with.
No, it
It
doesn't.
does. It says with. She just forgot the I.
Yeah, I know better than that.
I think it's with. Hey. She wouldn't have made it if it weren't for me. Oh, wait a minute. She didn't make it. If she would have made it, she would have made it with me. There you go.
Yeah,
That
I
didn't
think
come
her
out- that
tastes
didn't
are a
come
little
out.
bit higher than that.
Whose taste? My taste?
Hers.
I don't know. She threw away my barbecue, so that's one thing.
Oh,
that's-
will
that's
you
attention.
stop?
Anyway. All right. So let's move on. We only have one RIP today. Well,
We had too many last week, so we
but
can
I have
skip 'em
another
for a
one
week.
that I think is interesting. So we'll do the one RIP, and then I'll do the other one that I want to share with you that I think you'll find interesting.
Oh, brother.
You know, This guy here, everybody knows, Wilford Brimley, the grumpy old man. He was the diabetes spokesperson and Quaker Oats spokesperson. And he was in a lot of movies. He was in a lot of movies that I saw.
But you noticed that whenever you first started seeing him doing movies till now, he looks like he's never aged. Huh?
Can you name one movie he was in? You should be able to.
Yeah, I probably could if I sat and thought about it.
Sit and think about it.
Yeah, because I
Just
remember.
one. I'm just asking for one.
I remember seeing him quite a bit.
He was in a lot of things. And actually, I forgot that he was in a lot of things. Because, I mean, we haven't seen him in years.
Right.
All right, I'll give you a hint. It says, we're told he passed Saturday morning at his home in Utah. His health has been bad. He was in the ICU wing of the hospital on dialysis and very sick for days. Don't cheat.
I'm not.
You're cheating. I can see you're cheating. You can't cheat without me seeing it.
It's my birthday. I'm allowed.
How about Cocoon?
Never watched it.
How about The Natural?
Never watched
The
it.
Thing?
Never watched
Hard
it.
Target?
Nope.
How about How the West Was Won?
Nope. Never watched
He was a
it.
leading, one-time role on How the West Was Won. Kung Fu.
Nope.
The Oregon Trail.
Nope.
Had the Waltons.
That I remember.
Oh, it took you long enough to remember. The Wild Wild West Revisited, Amber Waves, Roughnecks, Rodeo Girl, The Big Black Pill, and so on. He was also in, I think he was in it. Let me make sure I'm right about that. He was also in flicks like High Road to China, 10 to Midnight, Tough Enough, Jackals, End of the Line. And also, I think he was in Seinfeld. Yeah, here it is. He went on to do countless movies and shows, notably Our House, in which he starred in over 40 episodes, and one-off experiences like Walker, Texas Ranger, and Seinfeld. And everybody knows him from his commercial on Quaker Oats, but he was also the Liberty. No, I'm wrong. Even more memorable, his classic diabetes ads for Liberty Medical, not Liberty.
Not.
Liberty.
Nope. Not wrong
the
one.
insurance. Anyway, he's survived by his wife Beverly and 3 children, and he was 85. So he had a pretty good life if he made it to 85. I'll be happy if I make it to 70.
Well, you will.
I don't know. Although my blood stuff came back, I had a doctor's appointment on like a couple of Wednesdays ago, and I did my blood on Tuesday, and they actually got the results Wednesday when I was ready. When I was there, and he said everything looks great. So,
good.
I mean, that means no organ failure at this point. No. So it's just nice to know that so far we're good.
Good.
And I mean,
you're back.
The worst that I have is arthritis right now. But okay, here's the other one I found that was interesting. This one I found just when I was working on the show. A guy who is named Dave Meltzer is a wrestling observer.
Right,
guy.
I remember him.
He had this on his. Wait, where is it? It's not here. Oh no, I found it on here. All right, why isn't it here? Let's see. I saw it on here somewhere. Must be down further. Gotta keep going. Here it is. David W. Nagy.
Okay, who's that?
Well, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
This is his obituary. It says David W. Nagy passed away July 22nd, 2020 in the ICU at Christus Good Shepherd Hospital in Longview. He suffered greatly from the ravages of COVID-19 virus and the separation from his much-loved family who were not allowed at bedside. Mr. Nagy was born November 7th, 1940 in Salt Lake, whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's see, where is it? Mr. Nagy leaves behind his inconsolable wife, Stacy, his 5 children, Heath, Stephanie, Heather, David, and Vicky, as well as numerous grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and friends. Family members believe David's death was needless. They blame his death and the deaths of the other innocent people on Trump, Abbott and other politicians who did not take this pandemic seriously and were more concerned with their popularity than votes. Stop it. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. I want to get hypnosis to hypnotize him. Anyway, also to blame are the many ignorant, self-centered, and selfish people who refuse to follow the advice of the medical professionals, believing their right not to wear a mask was more important than killing innocent people. So, a statement issued by the family declared that Dave did everything he was supposed to do, but you did not. Shame on you, and may karma find you all.
Wow.
I love that. I love that so much. That ending is very important, and I think that if people take anything away from this, it's the thing that these people, this guy was wearing his mask, doing what he was supposed to do, keeping others safe from him. Mm-hmm. Other people were not keeping themselves safe. And I think that that's really interesting, that their right to wear a mask is more important than killing innocent people. That, I think, is the takeaway from all this.
Now, I know I told you this that happened over the weekend. Friday, I was in the Turkey Hill that was close to my house, and I had my mask on, and there was only a few of us in there, and the one cashier, she was waiting on me, and she coughed, and for the life of me, I can't remember if she was wearing a mask or if she wasn't. I don't think she was. But another customer had come in and, asked her how she was feeling, and she says, I think I'm going to die, but Andrew, who is the store manager, she goes, Andrew won't let me. And all at once, I hear him in the back saying, well, you can if you clock out first. And I finished my business with her, and I left the store. Well, a couple days later, I get this message on Facebook that she had tested positive for coronavirus. And I started to freak out a little bit, because I'm like, look, I was just in that store. They said the store was closed. They needed it to be confirmed. Well, then we saw that the hazmat trucks were there. So I know I talked to you about it. I got in touch with my boss on Sunday. I said I hated to bother her at home, but I needed to know what I had to do because I was supposed to go into the office yesterday.
Right.
And she told me to call Employee Health, and I found it interesting, because I thought, being that, this is still going on, that I would have to self-quarantine for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, what the nurse told me was, she said that at this point, probably everybody has been in contact or exposed to somebody that has had it or is carrying it and doesn't know it. The thing is, she said that because I was not in contact with her for like 10 minutes, it was maybe a 5-minute exchange of everything, that she would... Oh, are you an angel? No.
No, I turned on the lights, the spotlights, to let you have the spotlight.
Oh, okay.
You have the spotlight. You're telling your story.
She said because it was like such a minimal contact that I had a very low exposure to her.
See,
so that I should be okay.
I disagree with that.
She did say that I was to continue to self-monitor like I have been doing, and if anything changes, get back in touch with her.
Yeah. I don't know.
I can tell you the store is still closed even today.
That's scary.
Yeah, I was scared about it too, because I'm like, oh, great, and I was like, that means I can't go out for 2 weeks, and I was like, well, in a good way, that means somebody else will have to do part of my job at work, but then I was like, yeah, no, that won't happen. That means I'd have to miss the show, and I wouldn't like that, and yeah, okay.
What's the other one?
What?
What other thing were you complaining about?
That I'd miss band practice
No,
too?
that wasn't it.
I don't remember.
My birthday, I have to stay home.
Oh, well, I plan on staying home anyway for my birthday. I don't do anything.
Anyway. All right. So, Mr. Nagy, I follow. I agree with you. Anyway, the next thing I found on this website was the Adrian Street film.
Oh.
You may be pretty, but I am beautiful. The Adrian Street story. So that's
Is that your new autobiography?
that is Adrian Street's autobiography, because I am not Adrian Street.
Oh, that's what you say.
I believe me, he's a little guy. He's not a real. He's probably 5. I would say he was 5'6" to 5'8", somewhere around
Okay,
there.
so that was you a few years ago.
I've been 6'2" since I was 18.
Okay.
So I don't, unless I'm shrinking, which I may be, but I'm not so sure. All right, so that takes care of that, and I can get rid of this and this and this. So that's our only 2 things that I'm going to talk about as far as people that have died that are famous. Well, not that he was famous, but I felt that his words were important, because if anybody that dies on this whole thing, if they have died because they had obviously run into somebody, and chances are that somebody isn't taking precautions and isn't where they're supposed to be. And I forgot to change Trash Talking Radio again on the Twitter stuff, so now it says Trash Talking Radio. That's effing radio. So I just remembered that right now. I never remember at the end of the show. I always remember at the beginning of the show when I can't do anything about it. So, all right. Now, I got a lot of stuff, so I'm going to have to try to scroll through this stuff. No movies, as usual. So tired of no movies. I did watch a movie this weekend about a zombie attack, and it was in Japan. And it was all in Japanese and subtitles. So I found that was interesting.
And you don't like subtitles.
I don't.
I still can't
this
understand
movie-
why you watched it.
This movie was so bad it was good. It was one of those movies that was so bad it was good. It was really, really, really bad, but it was good because it was really, really bad. It was about these. It was an outbreak in Japan, and they had these really small apartments and these really, really tall apartment buildings, and this guy, just a basic Joe, I don't remember what his name was. It was something, but they didn't put captions on everything. Whenever you'd look at his phone, it was all in Japanese, so you have no idea what he was looking at. But he was a kid about, say, 21, his first apartment and everything. And these apartments are small. They have a bathroom, a kitchen, shared with their living room, and I don't know where the bedroom is because he may have slept on the couch for all I know. I'm trying to remember if he had a bedroom. But it was interesting because he hears this noise and this explosion and stuff, and he looks out the window and he sees these people riot. It looks like they're rioting at first, and they end up starting. They're not just zombies; they're cannibal zombies.
Ugh.
Well, I guess in essence, zombies are cannibals. But they made it. They made sure they said they were cannibal zombies. Anyway, so he thinks he's the only one left, and he is staying in this place, and he still has internet. Doesn't have cable anymore, or no, it still has cable, but his electricity now goes out, so he doesn't have any
You
electricity.
should have solar.
And he looks out his window, and every once in a while he just looks down and sees if anything's going on. He sees a cop out there, a female cop, and she's trying to shoot him with bullets, but they're coming too fast and all that stuff. And then she becomes a zombie, and he eventually finds another girl, finds a girl in the apartment across the street, just about the same level he's at.
Ugh.
How ironic. And they start communicating back and forth. And he has a drone, and he flies his drone out to her, and she fills the drone up with supplies so he has something to eat. It was really bad. It was really, really bad, but it was funny enough that it kept my interest. So I watched that this week. But it was interesting. I'm caught up on Brooklyn Nine-Nine now. I've watched
Okay.
7 seasons in, I don't know, a month. And I found out why I like that show, because Michael Schur is the producer of that show, and he is the producer of The Good Place.
Right.
And I like that humor. So that's why I like this show.
Okay.
So it actually has very interesting humor. And plus, the star of that, Andy Samberg,
Okay.
actually is funny. So I give him a thumbs up for that. We must be way, way behind, because that is still showing the obituary up there
Yeah.
for some reason. Wait a minute, it shows the obituary here. Why is it showing it here when it's not up here?
I don't know.
Now I'm confused. Okay. Why? This doesn't make sense to me.
It's Tuesday.
But what is... This is this one and that one. That doesn't... That page isn't even up. That page is gone. I've got rid of that page. I can't figure this out. Okay, let's try this. Okay. This is really weird. Well, I need to get it off of that graphic, because that's not what's going to happen when I open the next page.
Oh, let's try it and find out.
Yeah. Okay. Open to this. Okay, it's not opening. Why is that still there? Okay. Got to figure this out. There's got to be a reason that's still showing that. Weird. What is it?
I don't
I'm
know.
confused. That background should not be there. What a weird thing. Okay, I know what I'll do. I'm going to do something that's may end up stopping the stream.
Uh-oh.
Let me try something. It's still there. Why is it still there? No, it's different there. Okay, it's going to change.
I was going to say, how much of a delay are we on?
Probably there may be a 30-second delay at the most, but if it changed here, it's going to change there. Okay, what happens when I change it back then? Oh, that's not good. Okay. Why?
Oh, there it changed.
Yeah, well, there's still a problem, because Chrome and that are both saying that my desktop is still that. Okay, I'm really confused. Maybe I can refresh this. That's what I'll do. That's so weird. Okay. How do we... What the freak? I need this to work. I need this to stop acting weird. It's still showing that it's... it's still showing that...
It's all black here.
Well, yeah, but... The minute I go back to my page... Alright, so we're going to make a new desktop. Maybe I can do that. Maybe that's what I got to do. That's really odd. Okay, so I'll make a new desktop. If you're going to be like that. Add. And... How am I doing this? This. And... Desktop. Which one is that? I don't remember which one it is. Is that 3? No, 1. Shoot. Hold on. Sorry about this. This is really odd, but we're at a standstill till I figure out why it did this. I need to change this. I need to figure out why it's doing this. So this one I can get rid of, because that's an NDI. I don't care about that. But I do care about this one. For some reason it's not allowing me. Okay, so I gotta do... Alright, so we gotta figure out what the desktop is. Which one's the desktop? Okay, 1, 3, and 2. 1, 3, and 2. So I got to change it. Change 3. Okay. So we do this. 3. And that should bring up the right thing. Yes. Okay. So now move this to here. And okay. Gotta kill this desktop. Why didn't it come up right? That's not 3. That's shoot. Now I'm really confused because that's 1. Oh, 1. It's not 1. I want 3. All right, here we go again. I love this fixing on the fly because nothing wants to do what it's supposed to do. All right, so I know that it's 3. Okay, this is 3, but it's not showing up as 3. It's showing up as 1. Huh. Okay. All right, that's okay. So I'll close that one. So I can't understand why that's still doing that, though.
Could it be some update or something?
Well, I did do an update, but it should have nothing to do with this. I am really confused what is going on. That says display 2. Okay, so let's do this as display 2 instead of 3. Did it come out? Yes, okay, I'm back, I think. Okay, I figured it out. Yes, okay, we're good, I think. Let's see if it works. There we go. I don't know what happened, but for some reason it is not display 3 like it says up there. It's display 2. Sorry about that. I hate when things like that happen.
Is that update?
No, I don't
Okay.
think so. But I think if I reboot the computer, when I reboot the computer, it's going to go back to the right number. Maybe. All right. Now I can go on to more fun things. I did keep that 40 rules thing because I think we'll talk a little bit about that.
40 rules?
Yeah, you sent me down to AGT.
Oh, okay.
I want to go over them because some of them are interesting. And you and I talked about Bob Ross.
Yes.
Now, I wondered why you were questioning the Bob Ross thing, and I didn't realize he's been dead for 20-some years. So I did a little research, and what I found out is that there's Bob Ross. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Bob Ross, apparently, I remember him as a kid, so I remember him looking like this as a kid, but I didn't realize how old he would have been if he were still alive. But he was apparently a pretty popular guy, and I remember him always painting, and at the end of his show, he says,
Happy painting.
Happy painting. You know, and you always laughed because you kept saying, why does Kit Boga say happy painting? And
what Kit Boga does has nothing to do with painting.
Exactly. And it's just that he needed a sign-off tag, and he liked that. And he says, in the words of Bob Ross, happy painting. And, okay, so I just found it funny that because Bob Ross, even though he's dead, has been painting on Twitch. He has a channel on Twitch. Well, I'll tell you what, that's pretty good for a guy that's been dead for 20 years before Twitch was even invented. He's got a channel on Twitch. So I did a little research to figure this stuff out because I didn't realize he died in 1995.
Oh, my goodness.
He's 1942 to 1995. So he really didn't have a long life.
No, 53.
Just kind of odd that he has been around, but you know, it says here John watched Bob Ross on the joy of painting for years, both during the show's original run in the 90s and 80s and 90s, then later streaming it. 4 years ago, John decided to get some paint and canvas and blah 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 blah. Anyway, if you're somehow not familiar with the name, Bob Ross is probably America's most famous painter with his distinct hair, gentle voice, and his signature expressing Happy Little Trees. And he's enduring icon. Even 25 years after his death, he's popular not only with viewers who remember him fondly, but also for kids. And he's thriving pretty good on YouTube and on Twitch, of all things.
It's at
Twitch.
Afterlife.
I'm telling you, I think that's what I got to do to get a Twitch audience. I got to die. So I just really found that interesting, and it just, to most people, it probably doesn't mean anything, but I thought you'd find that interesting because we talked about it. And so he is alive and well for a dead man. In fact, he's doing better than that guy that
Maybe
we
it's
talked
Bob Ross Jr.
It's him. It really is him. So, also, the guy who I always say, that guy on CSI that can't act.
Yes.
And I can never remember his name.
Yes.
So I know his name. It's Vincent D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio.
Yeah, that too. Will always be remembered for playing one of the best Marvel villains of all time. Do you know which Marvel villain?
No.
Well, it says here he appeared in motion pictures debuting in Full Metal Jacket in 1987, which, wow, that must mean he's probably around my age. He was in the series Law and Order, where he played Detective Robert Gorin. Most recently, he took on the most challenging role of his career as the villain in the Netflix series Daredevil. So, you didn't see Daredevil.
No.
So you don't have any idea. I did see it, and I'm trying to think who that would be. All right, so I guess I got to see who it is. Okay, that's not him. That's not him. That's not him. That's not him. Okay, he's not in this thing. Well, what the freak? Okay. Most recently, let's hit that one. Okay, trying to see. Superhero. Matt Murdock. Matt Murdock is Daredevil. Okay, so who was his nemesis? I used to watch that show when it was on. Okay, they're teasing. Oh, Bullseye. Maybe it's Bullseye. I'm trying to think. I'm going to have to watch it again just because I like that. I really liked the show. It was a good show, and it's a shame that they're not making any more of them. But the reason they're not making any more is that Netflix owned this license for this, and they made, I think it was 2 or 3 years worth. And then Marvel was bought by Disney and canceled all the sideline projects, like Jessica Jones and Cage and all these different shows that were really Marvel based, but they couldn't do it they couldn't make them anymore because it was against their license now that Marvel owned it. I miss it. It was really good stuff. And for a TV show, TV show, it's really, really good. And so I really kind of am bummed that they're not doing it. But anyway, the point of this was, that's the guy I was trying to remember who it was. I never knew his name. But he actually looks like a Vincent now that they said Vincent's his name. Chris Jericho is in the news.
Again?
He surprises everybody with a movie appearance.
Ooh.
So Chris Jericho has a flair for entertainment, and not unknown to his fans or the wrestling universe. Of course, you know him from WWE. He's now AEW's lead villain. And what's that say about? Oh yeah, he won't be making a comeback probably in the WWE. But he has a comedy web series called But I'm Chris Jericho. In this series, he plays.
Did he pick that up off of you? But I'm Mike Trash.
In this series, he plays the role of a former wrestler who tries to make it big as an actor. Furthermore, Chris Jericho has done his share of television as well. He contributes to VH1's shows such as Best Week Ever, I Love the 80s. Not only this, but Jericho was part of Dancing with the Stars. Mm-hmm. And he was on that show that I showed you. He was on on that show where they were making fun of different
Yes.
things. I forget what it was called, but
Yeah, I
he
remember.
was on that show. So, but he's also in one of Kevin Smith's movies called Kilroy Was Here. It's due for release in 2021. Chris Jericho uploaded the trailer to his YouTube channel. So, yeah, he's gotten around. He's made a number. I'll tell you what, this guy here is Kevin Smith has lost a ton of weight. He was a big, chubby guy, and now he looks like he's anorexic. He really looks.
I remember both of them on Tanked.
Yep. So I just found it interesting. Apart from Jericho, the other stars in the movie are Harley Quinn,
Nice.
Azita Gazada, Ryan O'Neal, and Justin Kusolin. I don't know if that's spelled right. Yeah, I don't know if it's spelled right. Anyway, just to let you know, Chris Jericho's definitely doing a lot. I mean, he's got to think of other things to do with himself because he is getting a little old for wrestling. He's still good, but it's got to be hurting his body after all the stuff he's done. And you got to think of something for your latter years because
Oh, yeah.
you can't. I mean, you don't want to look like Ric Flair where you can't, do anything now, and you got to get out while you can. And he's made his share of money. He doesn't even have to work, so I'm sure he's.
Well, he
doing-
also has his music, too.
right, yeah, but I haven't heard much on that stuff. So anyway, that's the information on Chris Jericho. I just wanted to bring that up. So now here's the most exciting thing out of all this. Now you know about XFL, right?
Yes.
And you know that Vince McMahon spent $500 million on the XFL.
Right.
And you know that he declared bankruptcy.
Uh-huh.
And did you know that someone bought it?
Yes.
And do you know who that is?
The Rock.
The Rock bought the XFL along with his investment group. So that's interesting to me because The Rock, of course, is a big football guy. In fact, he was in football before he was in wrestling. I think that's very interesting that he decided he wanted to buy that. I am very happy about that.
If that
because-
means he's going to revive it, that'll be a good thing.
well, he got
hopefully.
a killer deal. If he got it for $15 million, the assets of that have got to be worth more than $15 million. So,
Well, maybe because he was buying it from Vince. Vince gave him a break on it.
I think Vince was happy to get anything back for that because that was probably a big loss for Vince. I mean, I think he only invested $200 million, but he had sold stock, and $200 million he had $500 million to sink into it, and I think he only sunk $200 million in, only $200 million. So it's interesting. The XFL declared bankruptcy April 13th and has been seeking a buyer for the past 3 months, making itself as a made-for-TV product that could transition as early as 2021 as the bubble concept of the coronavirus pandemic. Johnson said him and his investors, who include his business partner Danny Garcia. If you see anything that Rock is in, look, you'll see Danny Garcia's name there. Along with Redbird Capital Partners, are making plans to play next season. We're planning for it, said Garcia, the first female owner of the American. I think, wasn't she his wife or something?
Ex-wife,
or girlfriend
yeah.
or something?
Yeah.
But, I think it's really exciting that he is doing that. And she, like I said, she's in all the things he's doing. Everything I see, her name is right there. That must have been part of the settlement.
Could be.
But he said that they walked away on good terms.
Well, then
So-
that's, maybe in this case, that's what works for them. They're better as business partners.
Right. And, he's got his hands wherever he wants his hands, because there are not too many women that don't want his hands. So it's kind of cool. It says the sale must be approved by bankruptcy judge at the hearing Monday afternoon. The bankruptcy court's committee of unsecured creditors filed an objection based on certain assets included in the sale. Garcia will have an executive position in the XFL, and both she and Johnson will have hands-on approach to running the league. Asked about hiring executive level leaders, she said, "We've been in close discussion with current XFL." Just want to make sure that's still running. XFL management teams. There are a lot of excellent people on the team. While it's not 100% just turning the lights on, there is still a tremendous amount of infrastructure and relationships that can actually call people back. I think, to be honest with you, I think they're going to be jumping at the chance to come back, because what killed this was not the ratings. It was the coronavirus.
Okay.
And because it was an up-and-coming league, I think it's going to do well. I think it's really going to do well once they get this thing working. And I'm really happy that Rock is really respected in the things he's done.
Right.
Vince has been shady in the past. So people are more likely to like it because of The Rock owning it than Vince owning it. People didn't trust Vince because he's a wrestling guy. And even though he's a football-loving guy, he's still going to be always remembered as a wrestling guy.
Yes.
And The Rock is thought of as a movie star. An ex-wrestler, but a movie star first. I mean, think about it. There's a lot of people that didn't know who he was until he became a movie star. So I'm happy about it. I think it's a good thing, and, who knows? Do you know how old Rock is?
I want to say he's probably right. I know he's younger than me.
He is younger than you. A lot of people are younger than you.
You're not.
I can be. Go ahead.
I'd probably say like 47, 48.
You are correct. 48 is the right number.
And I didn't even look.
You were trying to.
No, I wasn't. I was looking at this picture. Look at all the pretty flowers.
Yeah, there you go. So I think it's a good deal. Original organization plans for the newest version of the XFL are not clear. McMahon fired XFL Commissioner Oliver Luck on April 9th, and Luck responded by suing McMahon for wrongful termination and seeking $23.8 million. The lawsuit was on hold, awaiting the results of the bankruptcy. So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go, but hopefully it'll work out. So I'm real happy about that.
Well, since the football players can't really have a regular season this year, maybe, they're hoping that XFL will kick it off next year.
Who knows? I'm just hoping that this coronavirus starts. I hope this it's going to go away. I mean, there's 3 different vaccines, actually 4 different vaccines that are in the works. I just hope one of them works. I am really, really tired of it being a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been staying at home most of the days, and I don't really care about that as much as I care about going out and not knowing what I'm going to see, not knowing if I'm going to, turn the corner and have someone cough in my face and boom, because people don't want to wear their masks.
Well, I was following, I think I talked about this last week, I was following a thread that...
You were never going to win. You're not going to win because
I know that,
people are idiots.
But the way they said it was, it would be different if the coronavirus was like glowing, that you could see it all around you, that then maybe these people who are not wearing their masks would take it seriously. I mean, take it more seriously, but some people are just like, look, you're making too much out of it and it's your fear. Well, I'm sorry, but,
it's not a fear when
I love my life.
It's not a fear when people die.
Right.
Like the guy that we talked about in the beginning.
Yes.
He was wearing his mask, and how did he get it? Because somebody wasn't wearing theirs or wasn't taking precautions. And who's going to take that person to throw him in jail?
I know.
He's probably dead already. The person that gave it to him. So I mean, it's just really sorry that these people don't take this seriously, and they should.
Maybe they should make another planet. Let's say Pluto.
No, that
That
would be
if
their
you're
right.
not wearing your masks, you move to Pluto.
See, their rights. They're talking about their rights being,
Hi,
people are
puppy.
idiots. I really hate people like this. Okay, so let's talk about something that's more interesting. How to replace your cable TV for $25 a month.
Ooh.
Well, it's actually interesting. I think you would find this very interesting because we've talked about this several times. But since then, there have been other alternatives that have come up. And I found it interesting what some of the alternatives are. And I thought you, of all people, would like to see them. Here is, say you were spending $50 a month or more on TV.
I am.
Okay, good. Say it.
I am spending $50 a month or more on TV.
Okay, well, thank you. If you're anything like me, you're starting to drown in a sea of streaming services. Now, you already have Hulu, okay?
Yes, through my phone.
Recently, we've designed services designed to replicate TV service packages. Fubo TV, Hulu, Live TV, and YouTube TV have been steadily hiking their prices. We talked about YouTube, who went up to $65 a month after they were $40 and they went to $50, and now they went to $65. So here's what you can get for, say, half that price. With the launch of several different streaming plans, including NBC's Universal Peacock, you can get Universal Peacock for free.
Oh.
And if you want that's for the basic. If you want the more advanced, it's like $5 a month. Okay? Now that's the Peacock. That includes, I think, look it up.
If that's for Xfinity, I can't get it because it won't work with my TV.
It's not an Xfinity thing.
Okay.
It's a cable, it's a web thing that you can put on your TV if you get a Roku or something like that, or stream it like I stream. Like I stream, you know how I take the computer.
Yeah, that
and
confusing shit.
Well, it's not that confusing, but okay. So let's start with. All right, so we're going to put this on we'll start a new page, and we'll put Peacock. There you go, Peacock. Okay, so let's talk about Peacock first. Do peacocks fly?
And we're not talking the animal.
Okay, so there's free tier, and you can also the free tier. So you can have. Here you go. There's a Peacock. Now I can sign into this because I have Peacock, but they've got a whole bunch of things for free, and you can get Peacock Premium, and that unlocks everything that they have to offer at $5 a month. $5 a month.
Wow.
Now, you're talking Chicago Fire, you're talking about Yellowstone, Ted is a movie that, Premier League, Brave New World. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can watch on Peacock. Actually, if I saw my show, did I see my show? Maybe I didn't. I thought I saw my show. But you can actually. I wonder if I can do this. No, I can't. I'd have to sign in. I don't think it's going to sign me in. No. I didn't. Well, in any case, maybe I should put...
That looks like Xfinity's sign in.
Well, it is, but if you don't... You do have Xfinity,
Yeah.
but you got to... You can also... You don't have to get it through a cable company. That's the point.
Okay.
What channels? Where am I? R. On Peacock. I can't spell for nothing. All right. Now, let's see here. What channels? Because I think one of them is... One of these may not be this one. One of those includes True TV.
Oh.
Oh, here it is. Peacock will offer more than 2,000 hours of premium, including NBC, Bravo, USA, Sci-Fi, Oxygen, E, CNBC, MSNBC, NBCSN, Golf Channel, Universal Kids, A&E, ABC, CBS, the CW, Fox, History, Nickelodeon, Showtime. That's the premium version. It says here. I'm trying to figure out, because I got everything they're streaming live on the Peacock. That's the thing that's awesome, because you can actually get a lot of the stuff that you would normally thought that you were paying for. So they're trying to compete with CBS All Access, Showtime, HBO Now, Disney Plus. So they're trying to, basically give you. Okay, here we go. In terms of shows, okay, here you go. In terms of shows, you can expect. Now, I guess that's a pay. Wait a minute. Let me try to find. I can't find it. I think it includes all those channels live. All the channels that they have are live.
Oh, wow.
So, but to get their archives, you have to pay the $5 a month. $5 a month is nothing.
Right.
Even if you got the premium, that's like nothing. I wouldn't even blink if I had to pay $5 a month for something like that. Because there are really... Okay, so here we go. It says here, if we could assemble a TV plan based on an ultra budget of $25 a month. That's what they're saying that they want to end up paying.
Okay.
Okay, so the package for CBS All Access, a Disney bundle, a Disney Plus bundle, and Peacock. They may not fit every need, but it does deliver you a lot of stuff. So that is basically for $25 a month. You get that. That gives us CBS, and you can watch if you're into the Picard thing and all that. That's only available on their show. The new Twilight Zone is only available on CBS. All that stuff. The Disney bundle that costs you $15. I think. Wait a minute. It says with CBS on board, we spent $6 of our $25, leaving $19. So now we talk about Disney Plus. Disney Plus is $7 a month or $70 annual. So now you add another $7 a month. Okay. Disney includes the Avengers and all that stuff. Plus they own, I think, Fox too. Here we go. Hulu's now wholly owned by Disney, and it fills a big content hole from a lot of the popular broadcast and cable channels. Some of the channels that you can watch in real time if you bought the Disney Plus are ABC, AMC, Bravo, Big Ten, CBS, ESPN, Fox, Fox Sports, FX, NBC, NFL Network, Oxygen, PBS, Sci-Fi, and USA Network. Okay?
Cool.
Now that's a lot of the stuff you can watch on Hulu. Okay? So now we're looking at, we spent $19 over $25. Now if we get the $5 a month Peacock, that runs us up to our $24 a month, but it's $5 a month without ads, or with ads, and $10 a month without ads. So you can get it without ads. So we can also add on top of all that stuff if we want it. What's it cost for Netflix? $14.
Something like
So
that, yeah.
there, even if you added that on top of that, you're only looking at $39 a month.
Not bad.
And you have just about all the TV you would probably watch. But another option that you have is HBO Max. HBO Max is $14 a month, and that includes a bunch of things too. So it's really cool because, you pretty much have everything you need without paying a big bill. And Comcast is actually submitting to that, and they're saying, okay, maybe you'll want to go that route instead of going through us. I'm going to look at my cable bill, and I'm probably going to crank it down because if I can get everything I want on the, say, the $5 a month with the Peacock, I don't need anything else.
The only problem I have is my TVs are too old. I'd have to update
Spend
them.
the $10 or the $50 and go buy one on freaking. I've seen TVs pretty cheap on Facebook. So it's just something to think about. I mean, because you can. I mean, it's $13 a month for Disney Plus, and that's with a bundle of Hulu and ESPN Plus. I don't care about ESPN Plus, but Hulu has filled some gaps for me. So you know, there's a lot of things that you can get a lot of content from those, just those couple places, and it's worth looking at. So if you didn't look at it, if you didn't think about it, maybe it's time to think about it, because there's a way you can save money. You'll have to put money up front a little bit, but you know, it's one way you could actually, you know, watch. You could watch it on your phone.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I was looking here. Like, I did the marketplace thing, and the problem is I don't understand these sizes. Like, what I have now, I mean, I know.
Well,
where it
I have a
fits.
TV in the bedroom, or in my bedroom and in the living room. The one in the living room is 46. The one in the bedroom is 50.
Okay, neither one of those will work for me because they're too big.
So you get smaller. So you know, if one, you could probably do a 32 and get away with it.
Yeah, downstairs.
Well, what do you want upstairs?
I don't
How
know.
big do you want?
I don't know what I have now.
I don't have a clue, because that thing,
That was heavy.
that was a long time ago
Yeah.
too. I think that's a 32.
Okay. I guess I'll have to find out.
I'm pretty sure that's a 32, because they didn't make tubes much bigger than that for basic, you know, because of the weight. They
Right.
couldn't make them much bigger than that, because nobody would be able to move them.
Yeah, we had to roll that up the steps.
You know, that's all I can say is it's time to move to a new generation of TV, and you can buy them dirt cheap. I'm seeing one there for $60 for a 32 there in the corner. You know, it's just, you know, and you see them all day on the marketplace because everybody's buying bigger.
Oh,
So
yeah.
now they're getting rid of their older ones. That one looks like it's pretty old, but you know, still. You know, you can look at it and see. I would look at that stuff and just, there's got to be a good deal out there somewhere, because, you know, 25, yeah, you got one right there.
Attached DVD player does not work.
Who cares? You want the TV, you don't care about that. As long as it has HDMI input, that's what you really need. The only thing you need is HDMI.
3 HDMI ports.
There you go. So you're all set if you get something like that. And I could probably even find you a box for free.
Yeah. And then I'll be calling you, Mike, I'm so confused. What am I doing?
Mike not live here. Mike move.
Mike no
move.
hablo inglés.
Mike move. Anyway, it's something to think about, because as technology gets better and better, prices come down, and you shouldn't have to pay higher amounts. If you're paying, I forget what you said you were paying for that dish or whatever, but
Yeah.
it was a lot.
It's like
Yeah.
$125.
You could do 1/5 of that. For $25, you could have just about everything you need. Probably not everything that you got now, but you still got to figure out what channels you watch.
Right.
And then figure out which package is good for you, because the Peacock may not be good. It may be better to go with HBO Max or whatever the difference is. Those are the things that you need to look at, because it's more important that you spend $25 or even $50 than $120. So even if you splurged and got Netflix or something, you still would be coming out a lot cheaper. And you, to be honest with you, every once in a while, I'll be watching Raw or something live, and I can't see what's going on because it's cable. But if I stream it live, I don't have any problems.
Okay.
I've done that because they've done that to me on Penn and Teller. I was trying to watch Penn and Teller, and all of a sudden, right as they were going to say whether or not he won, and I couldn't see, and the rest of the show was like that. I brought it
Yeah.
up on my demand, and it was there perfectly.
Because of weather.
So that's, you know, cable TV is a way of the past. The new stuff is streaming. Everything is streaming. So, all right, this next story is just for you.
Just for me?
Yep, it's a
Uh-oh.
place you want to go, and as soon as this coronavirus is over, I'm in.
Are you taking me?
Maybe.
Ooh.
It's a place called U-Turn Cafe. They have games,
Nice.
board games, and they serve food.
Nice.
And they have a ton of board, and they're only in Jonestown Road, Allentown Boulevard. I thought of you. They have all these games that they have that you can come in and play while you're eating.
Cool.
So it's really funny. Exploding Kittens. That's a good game right there. I can tell you.
I'm not going to say what I'm thinking.
But what an idea! I think it would be awesome. You get people gathering around, and they have lots of stuff, lots of games. So I thought you'd like that. I thought of you the minute I saw that.
Definitely.
I said, "Oh, you could probably bring your own game too, and play with new people." Because what their point is, they're trying to find a social
Yes.
type of people, and people that will hang out and order their food and stuff. I mean, I can't imagine that little place being able to handle. I mean, it's going to eventually, I would imagine, go pretty big.
So that's probably on out closer to work.
I think it's. I think where it is. I don't know if you know where that little diner is out there that I like to go with my mom. We never went there as. But
I think I know what diner
chicken
you're
pot pie.
talking. Starlight or something like that.
Yeah, but it's right down the street, I think, from there.
Okay.
I think it was an old 7-Eleven or Turkey Hill or something like that.
Then that is out close to work. Okay.
It's down the street from 39.
Okay.
I think. So, I don't know. I think it would be an interesting place. It's either there. I'm trying to think where else it could be.
I'm almost
That
tempted
really,
tomorrow to
there,
go
see,
take a...
right there is the car. I think a car place that is across the street, and I think the diner's right here, right there where that tree is. So, I think it would be a cool place. But I'm not really. They got wings, they got macaroni and cheese, buffalo macaroni and cheese, they got sliders. I mean. And lots of games. But,
7710.
and actually, they got a second article talks about the people that opened it. Well, actually, that's the first article. I have to do that one first. But I think it's cool. What are you looking at?
That TV?
Oh, I thought you were looking up the...
No.
I think it's an interesting idea. I wish I would have lost my money doing that instead of in the video store that I wasted my money on. So, but yeah, that's a kind of a neat little thing. All right, do I have any more? Oh, I do. That's my test that I won't do today. All right. I'm going to skip to this. This is a strange story. Man allegedly decapitates landlord with his samurai sword over a rent dispute. I think I would have given him the rent for free if it meant losing my head. That gives a whole new meaning to losing your head. What a weird thing. I don't even know what to say about that other than it says itself.
That's just, especially with everything going on today.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of that has to do with what's going on today. People are stressed out.
Yes.
It's just really strange. A man allegedly used a samurai sword to decapitate his Connecticut roommate, a nationally known bridge player, and has refused to talk with investigators about the crime, claiming he's a sovereign citizen, according to the report. Jerry David Thompson, 42, of Hartford, had recently moved into a vacant bedroom get the name of this address, Asylum Avenue.
Oh, jeez.
Home of Victor King, a Travelers Insurance Company retiree and professional bridge player. Thompson threatened his landlord with a sword after the two men had a dispute about the suspect not paying the rent, according to the arrest warrant. The day before he was beheaded, Sunday, King reported to the police that Thompson had waved the blade at him. When King's friends could not reach him Sunday, they alerted authorities. Police and firefighters later forced their way into the house and discovered the grisly, bloody scene. Police tracked Thompson down and pulled him over in the North End, but he refused to say anything to investigators. Just scribbled a piece of paper. Paper in glove compartment in Jeep is all you need. In the vehicle's glove compartment, cops found paperwork suggesting that he considered himself a sovereign citizen and not subject to the law. That's kind of weird. So it says here, Thompson, whose previous convictions for assault and robbery was arraigned Tuesday at a superior court where he remains mum and ordered to be held on $2 million bail. King worked in IT at Travelers for more than 20 years, retiring in 2018. So he was very good at it, playing bridge. Just a kind and gentle person whose first love was bridge, the victim's cousin said. So, I don't know. I just think that if this guy apparently did it, he just thinks that he doesn't have to go to jail because he's a sovereign citizen. So,
I pick up that TV tomorrow.
Well, that was quick.
It's in Middletown.
What'd you buy? What size?
It doesn't say.
Oh, the one with the DVD?
Yeah. Now I figured I'll put that one downstairs first and try it and make sure it's going to work. So.
Well, the DVD doesn't work.
That's okay. I don't watch many DVDs.
That's good.
And if I do, I have my little portable one.
There you go. Very funny. So, yeah, that's kind of weird.
So I'm upgrading.
So that guy lost his head. A man charged with killing his family in Florida said that his wife poisoned the kids.
Oh, man.
I don't know. I'm seeing more and more things come out of this. This guy here, I read another story today, which I don't think I added to this. This is if you remember, I don't know if you remember this. There was a woman who went to jail because they asked where her kids were, and she said she didn't have any idea, and they think she did something to them. Well, they were separated. They found the kids on his property. She was somewhere else, so she may be innocent, but it's hard to say. A Connecticut man who allegedly confessed to murdering his family in their picture-perfect Florida home near Disney World now claims his wife fed their children poison pie before stabbing them and taking her own life. Oh wait, this isn't the same one. Or is it? In a chilling 27-page letter, Anthony Todd told his father and his spouse Megan Todd was the real told his father that his spouse Megan Todd was the real killer. Long story short, she gave them Benadryl Tylenol PM pie, separated them, woke up at 11:30, stabbed them, and suffocated each one. Todd told his estranged dad, at the news of this, I ran to the bathroom and puked. I was weak. The letter was entered as evidence by the prosecutors. The kid said Mom was preparing dessert and I was going to join them, he wrote. I said no, I was trying to lose some weight. He then claims he took a small siesta in his minivan and accidentally slept till 4:30 a.m. Oh, I don't buy it, by the way. Rushing home, fearful of scolding from his wife. When he returned, Todd said he found the remnants of the pudding pie, which looked very good but smelled terrible, claiming it was loaded with Benadryl. He then spotted his wife at the top of the staircase of the home, where she confessed to killing their children. Todd claims he found his kids dead in their beds soon after the no sign of struggle, and wiped their faces with a washcloth and worked to make them look more comfortable. It sounds like a really, really sick couple. I'm swearing. I mean, how could you?
Yeah, no. Ugh.
First off, okay, assuming he didn't kill his kids, and that she did, how could you keep quiet about that? I mean, even if she did kill the kids,
She's probably trying to fake a mental illness.
I just think that he decided he didn't want them. Maybe she did kill the kids and he killed her. I don't know. Todd, I don't know. It says Todd said his wife then flipped out, stabbing herself in the abdomen and drinking a family-sized bottle of Benadryl as he begged her to let him call for help. If you really loved your wife, you wouldn't listen. You would call for help anyway.
Yeah.
And you would save yourself from having this, where you're being taken away for murder of your kids and your wife. I just think it's horrible. Todd apparently wrote the letter in response to his father's participation in February's article, where he witnessed a 4-year-old, discussed the traumatic impact of a 1980 shooting of Anthony Todd's mother, where he witnessed as a 4-year-old. This guy really does have problems. In February, a grand jury indicted Todd on 4 counts of first-degree murder after he allegedly confessed to the slaying. See, that's the part that I think is true. Confessed to the slaying of Megan and the couple's 3 children at their Florida home. He faces a death penalty. Just kill him. Because even if he didn't kill her, he's going to be screwed up for the rest of his life. Just put him out of his misery. Put him out of our misery.
Save the taxpayers' money, right?
It's really, that's a ridiculous thing. It's even more crazy than I thought. So, anyway, so we're going to get rid of that. This is my crime page, by the way. I decided to do the crime page because there's so many things that are weird. Here's one. Mom intentionally wrecked her car that killed her infant daughter. What is with these people? I'm sorry. We're all stuck in this freaking COVID thing. You'd think that maybe some people would just, try to take it easy. I mean, people are cracking. I swear they're cracking. This woman, and she, her name, I like her name.
I fucked up?
No.
Oh.
Not Tatiana. Titiana.
Titiana.
Titiana. Atlanta woman intentionally crashed her car into a vehicle carrying her 3-year-old daughter and the child's father, killing the infant. So, not only was she not in the car, she destroyed 2 cars. She destroyed his car and her car and their daughter. She's 21. She's facing charges.
It's drugs. It's gotta be.
It may be. I mean, look at that hair.
At that age, it's gotta be.
Look at that hair. I would consider that drugs. Her hair's on fire. She's facing charges of felony murder and aggravated assault in a crash on Monday that killed her daughter. Oh, wow. Her name is Kyundra. And injured the girl's father, 27-year-old Undra. Oh, okay. I got it. Kyundra. Okay. I got it. An investigation revealed that Henderson, who was driving in the car with his daughter, was stopped at an intersection, and when Phillips deliberately struck Henderson's vehicle, pushing it across the street. What a weird... I mean, look there. Take a look at the car.
Ooh!
She hit it from behind. And a neighbor saw the crash and witnessed it, and we were in the house, and we heard the boom. We saw the car was upside down, was turned up sideways up against a tree, and she was ramming the car into this, ramming her car into the side of the car. I mean, let's put her together with that guy that killed his family. Oh, why not? Let them live together. It could be a good reality show. They both killed their daughter.
Yeah.
I think that would be interesting. We need to set up a. See, that's why I'm not a judge, because I would definitely pitch things like this. We got a perfect thing for a new TV show. The next one. You ready for the next one?
No.
I think we aren't done yet. This guy Florida man accused of shooting 2 people while filming a music video.
Oh, brother.
I'm telling you, this is all in Florida here, so this stuff...
Yeah, well, just remember Danny May moved back to Florida.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting to see her name in the news. I thought I would have seen it last time, but... Hope she's not in there. Nope, she's not.
She might be listening.
She might be. It says here, a Florida man fatally shot one person and critically wounded another in an unprovoked attack while filming a music video. Jordan Jamie Silver, 20, was charged with first-degree attempted murder, premeditated with a firearm, and second-degree murder with a firearm in early Monday shooting in Riverview that left one woman dead and 1 man in critical condition. Deputies say it's unclear what sparked the gunfire, but an investigation and interviews with multiple witnesses reveal that Silver intentionally shot and killed the woman before turning his weapon on the male victim. I wonder if they were together.
Probably.
I bet you they were. Let's see if it says anything. Doesn't say. I'll bet you that has something to do with it. Yep, put him in that room too. Why don't we put all these killers in the same room? Let them
How about we
fight
put
it
them on
out.
another planet?
I think this could be a new UFC thing. Put the killers and see who can be the killer, the biggest killer. I think there was a movie. Stone Cold was in a movie. I forget The Condemned.
Okay.
I think, and what they did was they put all these killers on an island, and whoever was the one that survived was the winner. So, all right, here's another one. This one you're gonna say, I don't know how I could top that last one. 12-year-old boy accused of gunning down a woman in a Houston apartment. 12-year-old boy. When I was 12, I was playing with my G.I. Joes. The closest thing I
Shame on the adults for not putting the gun up.
The question is, where did he get it? And the question also is, why did he kill her? I don't think they know why he killed her.
He probably thought, oh, this is fake, and boom!
No. He broke into her house.
Oh,
A
geez.
12-year-old Houston boy was accused of gunning down a 51-year-old woman inside an apartment. The boy, whose name was not released because he's a minor. See, the thing is, once you pull that gun, you're no longer a minor in my eyes.
Exactly.
You know, at that point, you are a major. He was arrested when in the killing of Sharon Hawkins, who was found dead on the bedroom floor with several gunshot wounds on Saturday afternoon. Police said the preteen started out as a witness in the case, telling detectives he saw a suspect dressed all in black, leaving the scene at the Salado at City apartment complex. Investigators found no sign of forced entry. They later took the boy into custody. No motive was found for the murder, immediately released. The boy was charged with murder and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and transferred into custody at the Harris County Juvenile Probation Authorities. So, I don't know. It's so weird. Because, my guess is he wanted to have sex with her at gunpoint, and she said no, and he shot her.
At 12 years old.
I think guys are kind of horny at 12. Why else would he shoot her?
He probably thought, oh, this is a squirt gun.
No, he broke into her house. He knew what was... Oh, I didn't know he was down here.
Yeah. What do you think I've been reaching down for?
I don't know. He broke into her house, so he knew something. I don't know. And just really... It's such a shame when anybody dies, but when a 12-year-old takes your life.
Yeah.
I
Puppy.
mean, that boy's never going to be the same.
Nope.
All right, next one. I already had this one, but you gave it to me earlier today, but I already had it. Man fires at officers with an AK-47 a day after refusing to wear a mask. If you don't want to wear your mask that bad, don't wear the mask. Don't shoot somebody.
I saw an article earlier at the newspaper where my family lives, that they are going to start fining people for not wearing their masks.
Well, they got to. People need to take this thing seriously. The thing is, if you got a couple screws loose if you're shooting someone because you're having to wear a mask. Because now he's got to wear a mask in jail.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just don't get it.
Or maybe he thinks if he stays in his cell, he won't have to wear it.
Well, they're in worse shape because they're very stuck.
Mm-hmm. What?
Oh, Raven looks like he gained a lot of weight. So does Jericho, by the way. Jericho looks like he gained. He used to be pretty skinny.
Oh yeah.
He's not. Did you see him lately? Have you seen him? Have you seen AEW at all? AEW is pretty good. But yeah, he definitely put on a few pounds.
It's all muscle.
Yeah, it says not handling the pandemic well. Man fires at officers with a AK-47 because he didn't want to wear a mask. That just is ridiculous. I mean, why would you throw your life away over this? This is a temporary thing, and people just don't seem to think about that. They need to think this is not going to be forever. This is going to be temporary.
That you know of.
I like to think it's going to be temporary. And even if it is going to be forever,
this could be our new normal.
Even if it is our new forever, our new normal, if you will. Why would you give your life away for that?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I worked hard to get this age. I want to stay alive. That's why I don't even want to go out, because I'm afraid of other people. I mean, there's wackos, and I realize that, I'm overly cautious, but these people are nuts. They're really nuts. Mm-hmm. I can't find it. It's out already. I don't know. The world's going crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, when I was reading that thread, I just...
There it is.
It's like, look. Somebody said, because I work in a hospital, but you and I talked about this. You have a friend that works in a different hospital.
Yeah, she's a nurse.
And she gets tested, and, I haven't been tested. I've been screened.
Well, when I say tested, I'm not talking... she was COVID tested, but she wasn't COVID tested there. She went somewhere to be COVID tested because of her daughter having chemo and not wanting to expose her to anything.
Right. And she should, because, her daughter's immune system is really not there.
It's very compromised right now.
So that would explain it. But like you and I were talking, because she sees patients and I don't, that's why my hospital is telling me something different.
Yeah, probably. Or else they're just more lax. Here's a weird one. PSP liquor control officers issue 52 warnings, 3 violations for compliance.
Oh, brother.
So we're going... Well, I mean, it's something you need to do.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania State Police, I guess that's what PSP was.
Yeah.
Liquor control enforcement officers visited 1,262 licensed liquor establishments on from Friday, July 31st till Sunday of August 2nd. So this past weekend. Okay? Those checks were done to ensure the businesses were abiding by the COVID-19 stuff. Officers issued 3 notices of violation and 52 warnings for failure to follow COVID-19 requirements. Because of the investigation, the violation notices are still open. The names of establishments were issued were not released. Compliance checks were unannounced, and can occur anywhere in the Commonwealth, although the focus is on areas experiencing higher corona transmission rates. Among other requirements, all businesses and employees in the restaurant and retail food industry authorized to conduct in-person activities are mandated to wear masks while entering, exiting, otherwise traveling throughout the restaurant or retail food business. Face masks can be removed while seated. Further, employees are required to wear masks at all times, provide at least 6 feet between parties at tables or physical barriers between them, ensure maximum occupancy for limits for indoor and outdoor are posted and enforced. I went out to eat on Saturday, and I went to one of my favorite places, which was Black and Blue. A really, really good place. I've never had a bad thing there, ever. And they were totally compliant of all the things, and everybody was kept at a distance, and they had indoor and outdoor seating, and it was just awesome.
Cool.
I mean, I'm not going out to eat that much these days.
Right.
And because I just really don't feel that comfortable, but, everybody did what they were supposed to do at this place. So, enforcement office said Harrisburg had 85 licensee checks. Of the 85, they only have 10 that were violations, and they didn't issue any notices for such violations, apparently. In Wilkes-Barre, they did 255 licensee checks.
Wow.
2 warnings related to COVID, and they got notices for 2. Philadelphia had 34 license checks and 0 and 0. Pittsburgh's the big violator here. No, they actually, yeah, they are. Pittsburgh had 421 licensee checks.
Ooh.
15 violations, but none actually written up, I guess. But it's really interesting to see. Allentown had 159. They only actually wrote 3 notices of violations, but they wrote a lot of warnings. There were a lot of warnings. 52 warnings in total. So Harrisburg had 10 out of 85 warnings. And so kind of scary, but I haven't been to a bar in ages. I just, it's kind of scary that of all the places to be, a bar would be one I would not be because, people drink and they tend to be social butterflies when they drink and tend to not wear their masks. So, yeah, I'm not going to be in any bars anytime soon. Not that I would anyway, because I don't drink. But, anyway, another one. Here we go. Another one, but this one's from Pennsylvania again.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, I don't just pick on Florida. Just they're so easy to pick on Florida. Anyway.
Your puppy dog is snoring.
Yes, I can tell.
But he's not parking.
More than 1,100 bags of drugs found in a car with 3 children in Dauphin County police traffic stop.
That's too close to home.
2 men are facing charges after police found 1,100 bags of heroin and fentanyl.
Oh.
1,100 bags. Do you realize how much money that is?
A lot.
I don't know how much it is, but it's a lot. According to Pennsylvania State Police in Likens, troopers pulled over Alan Blocker, 29, of Philadelphia, and Edgar A. Nunez Chavez, 31, of Allentown, at 1:20 a.m. Saturday on 3/22. Said the Blocker and Nunez Chavez were in the front seats, and 3 children, ages 4, 5, and 9, were in the back. They were just learning how to do the drug trade, so they did it from the back.
Wow.
Investigators says the driver, Blocker, showed signs of drug impairment, and there was marijuana in plain view. Boy, if that was all that was there, they'd be okay. Both were taken into custody, and the children were placed into a care provider. A search warrant on the vehicle soon discovered 1,147 wax paper bags containing suspected heroin and fentanyl, as well as 12 grams of suspected cocaine and 36 grams of suspected methamphetamine. I'll tell you what. Good. I'm glad they were pulled over. Sorry the kids had to be there to see it, but
Well, they had to be doing something in order to get the police to stop them, like driving erratically or.
They said impaired. Yeah,
Yeah.
they said impaired. I mean, if that guy was taking cocaine, who knows, or any of those. I think the pot would have been the least of his problem because pot generally just makes you mellow, from what I hear. This one's weird. you say there's no, well, you don't say there's no, but people say they don't understand the Black Lives Matter.
Right.
This is a good example of Black Lives Matter. Black women and girls ordered to ground, handcuffed in mistaken stolen car stop. So what happened was, this family of kids, the kids basically, let's see what the ages were. I forget what the ages were. I think it said in here somewhere. Yeah, the girls were 6 to 17-year-old. Okay. The girls were going to get their nails done. Okay, in Mom and Pa's car. The cops pulled them over, thinking that they were in a stolen vehicle, because their license plate happened to be the same license plate as a motorcycle from another state.
Oh.
Which is, you should know the difference between a motorcycle and a car.
You would think.
But this car was actually stolen in February and returned back to them the next day. Okay, so that they had, I'll give them that, because the car was stolen once, but it was returned and case cleared in February. So they pulled this car. This car was, the girls were all in the car, and they were on their way to get their nails done, and the cops sneak up with guns pointed at them, told them they had to get out of the car and lay down and they handcuffed them. As you can see in this clip, they were handcuffed. The problem is, they weren't guilty of anything. Let's see if I can get this video to start. Oh, well, we got to turn this down because we don't really care. How do I do it? Oh, I can't do it. Oh, I can't believe they snuck that one in on me.
You know they do.
If I would have had this up, I would have been able to turn it down. Okay, so turn this off. Yeah, turn this off. And then we'll turn this on. Okay, Joe, go ahead and talk. We're not going to listen now. So, yeah, just a really sad thing. Here you go. Aurora, Colorado.
Supposed to be a girls' trip to get nails done. But before this family got to an open salon, they were detained by Aurora police.
I saw a car next to me with 4 girls in it. Feet were up on the dash. It was real cute. And next thing I know, the police pulled up silently behind them and had guns drawn on the children.
Jennifer Worth started recording on her phone when the police handcuffed the kids and put them face down on the ground.
That's police brutality. I don't give a damn what nobody says. That's police brutality.
From right to left, the video shows a 12-year-old, a 17-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a 6-year-old.
She's screaming for her mother, and I'm trying to calm her down.
Police say they detained this family because they got a report of a stolen vehicle from the parking lot at East Island Ave and Buckley Road. A Brittany Gilliam's car wasn't what they should have been looking for.
And he's like, something about the car being reported stolen. And I was like, this happened months ago. You guys cleared it. We had to pick up the car the next day, the very next day. Like, so I'm not understanding what's going on.
Brittany's car was stolen in February and found the next day. The vehicle that was actually reported stolen on Sunday morning was a motorcycle with Montana plates. It just happened to have the same license plate number as Brittany's Colorado.
Now, why did they show the back blurred out? Why didn't they? I mean, because what did you see right here? We can't see what their plate is. Why did they even bother? Oh,
HIPAA.
But anyway, yeah, HIPAA. But anyway, I mean, that poor kids. Those kids are traumatized. I would
Traumatized.
I would be too.
Traumatized.
That's what I said. Traumatized.
There's no excuse why you didn't.
I mean, do we need to handcuff a 17-year-old, a 14-year-old, a 7-year-old, or a 6-year-old or whatever? Do we really need to do that? Did we really need to? Are we worried that these are going to, do something? It's nuts.
The parents will probably file suit.
Well, they should.
File a civil suit.
They should.
Aurora police say they are trained to do what's called a high-risk stop when contacting a stolen car. That means weapons are drawn and the people in the car are told to
But they
line
could clearly tell that these are kids and they're not going to be dangerous. You could tell. If you pull those kids out, they're
How do you know they're not little people?
racist.
I don't care. Who am I going to call when my life is in danger?
The family filed a complaint against Aurora police. They want protocol to change so this won't happen to other kids. In Aurora, Katie Eastman, 9 News.
I really felt for them. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I feel like it's ridiculous. There's no reason this should have happened.
Right.
I mean, I could understand pulling them over
It
because
looked like they were in a parking lot.
That's where they were. They were going to get their nails done.
Right.
And they were sitting there. I don't think they were there long, but they were sitting there. And the cops came up with their guns drawn, and it's just ridiculous. I wonder, though. Let's see if the cops were white. I think they were, probably, because that's the way it always is.
Just a way to keep cops in the news.
I just think as a cop right now, the last thing I would want to do is be in the news, because there's just no winning, It's crazy. I got 2 more, and then we can go on to other things. This is the one I just did right before the show. PA woman accused of fatally shooting boyfriend in the back of the head after an argument over sex. Sex kills, man. I'm telling you. You don't argue with a bitch about sex. She wants it, give it to her. Otherwise, you're going to get a gun to the head, and that's it. That's it. I can't even imagine. An older couple's argument over sex allegedly led to a 52-year-old woman admitting shooting her boyfriend to the back of the head. Now, this is in Susquehanna Township. Oh no, Oakland Township, Susquehanna County. Police found the body of Terrence Whitmer, dead from a gunshot to the back of the head while he was lying in bed. She didn't even let him get out of bed. I mean, well, then again, you got to clean up your bed. Ugh. I don't know. Claimed her boyfriend had been shot by an intruder initially, and then holding fast the story for several hours long, over 2 days. But a gunshot residue test on her shirt eventually resurfaced the truth. How can they figure that stuff out? Jeez. Oh, man. Shortly after 6 p.m., July 30th, interviewed Pizarro for the 3rd time, where she continued to deny shooting. And as the interview continued, Pizarro claimed Whitmer became possessive as the relationship continued. When she told Whitmer she did not want to have sex, the two got into an argument. Oh, wait a minute. She didn't want to have sex.
Oh.
Ah, okay. Bitches be crazy. Do not force it on her. She told investigators she planned to sleep on the first floor and grabbed a handgun for protection. As she tried to walk away, she said Whitmer grabbed her arm while facing away from her, and she stated she was able to break free when she stepped back and pulled the trigger and shot him in the head. Whew. Boy, that's a tough one there. Because if she lied for 2 days, what do you believe? Mm-hmm. Now she says that, but, I mean, it has to be something that... Oh, man. Now I feel sorry for her, because if he forced sex on her, then it's a rape thing.
You would think, yeah.
She should have started with that. She would have had a better chance at that. Jeez. Oh, here you go. Here's one I didn't even have. I'm going to have to talk about this one now. Men are all creeps. PA man, 53, accused of arranging sex with teen by offering $100 allowance for being a good girl. Oh. Ay. What is with people? She was only
15.
Oh, yeah. Man, I put him in the room with the killers.
Wow.
Because if a man 53 is after a girl that's 15,
he doesn't even.
He looks older than that. He looks really.
Yeah. You can tell that's drinking or drugs right there.
Or he just can't get laid, so he had to pay for it. And lastly, in the crimes department, This one you should like.
Okay.
Let me see. Is this the one I wanted to ask you a question about? Okay. Yeah, I did. I did have a question. You probably don't know. Oh.
What?
Well, I did mention she was a bitch because she had shot her boyfriend, but I later am taking the bitch back because she may have been attacked by him. She didn't say that for 2 days though, until I got down to that part of the. I still say she was crazy though. Anyway, so how much time would you get for smuggling a phone into a prison?
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know either till I read this. 6 were charged with smuggling phones into Dauphin County Prison. Now, there's a lot of people involved in this scam. I mean, a lot of people that are going to have to pay for this. So the first person, of course, is the person that actually had the phone or caused the phone to go into the prison. Then you have the people that brought the phone into the prison. So here's how it works. 6 Pennsylvania residents are accused of smuggling cell phones into the Dauphin County Dauphin County Prison in late 2015 and early 2016. The U.S. Attorney General, or U.S. Attorney David Freed, said 42-year-old inmate Danny Cruz worked with others to bribe corrections officers and staff to bring the cell phones into the facility. So they're working with one of the people in there. The inmates had people outside the prison pay their bribes to get the phones that would be smuggled in. See, I think that the problem with that is that you're setting somebody up to do that. Yes, Buddy is snoring. Is he still snoring? He was. Mm-hmm. He was loud. It's better than him barking at me because he wanted treats. I didn't even hear him until she said it.
Well, I said he was snoring
earlier. I thought he stopped it, but he's not. He's going to make noise no matter what, whether it be barking or snoring. I prefer the snoring because it's a little less of a pain. Inmates had people outside the prison pay for the bribes and get the phones that would be smuggled in. Money was transferred to the staff members through Western Union and MoneyGram. Ada Rosada, 60, of Harrisburg, Lazara Matthews, 28, of York, and Alice Martinez, 41, of Chambersburg, were all indicted Friday with smuggling in contraband around this time. Each of them had family or romantic relationships with Dauphin County inmates.
Right. 2 others
were separately indicted. So, authorities say former corrections officer Kyle Bauer, 31, was responsible for smuggling cell phones to inmates between October 2015 and January 2016. The Harrisburg resident was paid to bring the contraband for inmates. Former kitchen staffer Camila Lewis, 32, of Harrisburg, was also paid to bring cell phones into the prison. Here we go. The maximum penalty for these offenses is 5 years.
Oh.
5 years for smuggling a phone in. For who knows how much money they would make on those for smuggling them in. They couldn't pay me enough to smuggle phones in. 5 years. That's ridiculous. I mean, I realize that it's a serious thing because, you don't want them having access to cell phones. But, boy, that's a hefty 5 years. Man. I mean, I watched Orange is the New Black, and they had cell phones all day long. But they had to have them smuggled in, and they had a network of people that smuggled them. So, boy, that officer that smuggled is probably regretting the bribes he took for that. Just really crazy stuff. All right, here we go. This is really bizarre stuff here too. You know what TikTok is, right?
Yes.
Well, Microsoft is making a move to buy them.
Oh,
but Trump says if you do buy them, you got to give our government extra money for it.
Oh,
Well, because TikTok is a Chinese company,
right.
and Trump has this hard on against Chinese companies because they won't pay their fair share. So he's saying if you buy TikTok from China, you got to pay an extra amount to our government to cover what would have been the fee for China, because China's not going to pay it. How much crazier could it be? So there is a chance that, TikTok, it says here, why is TikTok banned? In June 2020, the Times of India reported that TikTok was shadow banning videos related to, so they're banned in India too. But after Donald Trump proposed to ban TikTok in the U.S., security researchers have expressed their concern about limitations of freedom. So we're not banning TikTok, but India has banned TikTok. It's just kind of funny. But TikTok is just basically short little videos
Right.
that you can watch and things that are stupid. It's been accused of being a spy app. Researchers have found the TikTok app is spying on its users by secretly reading the clipboard. I don't think that anybody cares about, unless you have something really special in your clipboard,
Or you hit him over the head with it.
or that. So, apparently it's a spying app too, according to that. So is TikTok dangerous? It's described as a national security risk. It essentially means that the more insidious view. Oh, really? That essentially those. Okay. I don't know. I don't think it'll be anything major because it's really a social app, but Microsoft wants to buy it. Well, they're trying to compete with like Instagram and other
I get
platforms,
that.
and it's a lot better if they buy a platform that's already existing than starting it from ground up. So that's the big deal with TikTok right now, is that they're trying to be bought. The idea is if you make an app like that, your whole idea is that you get big enough that they want to buy you, like Twitch. Twitch was just a gaming app that people were growing and trying to compete with, like YouTube, but they can't compete with YouTube because YouTube is so quick and so much, has been around for so much longer. And then Amazon bought Twitch because they wanted to compete with
Right.
YouTube. So there was a military situation that went bad. It says 7 Marines and 1 sailor presumed dead after a training accident. That was really strange. It says an amphibious assault vehicle, an AAV for short, sank with 16 crew members inside. It was a training on Thursday outside of Southern California coast. Marines announced Sunday that 8 missing service members are now presumed dead. So 8 made it back, 8 didn't make it back. The 26-ton vehicle started sinking at 5:45 p.m. Thursday when the water started to get in. The Marine Corps said that after conducting a 40-hour search in coordination with the Navy and the Coast Guard, the leadership determined there was very little probability of a successful rescue given the circumstances. So that's really a sad thing. It's one thing if you die in the line of duty, and that's tragic. But this is even more tragic that the vehicle just sank. I think it's something about putting a 45-ton vehicle in the water. I don't know. I don't know enough about the way things work with boats and things like that. Kind of sad. But it's weird that
Pendleton. Why this?
I don't know.
That the name of that sounds familiar, and Dad had to have talked about it at some point because it's Marine Corps.
Oh, I don't know.
But I know he was in Camp Lejeune.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the West Coast, I would imagine, because they were saying.
Unless maybe whenever he was out in Hawaii, it could be. I don't know.
I don't
And he's
know.
not around to ask.
Well, no.
I'll have to ask Mom. Mom might know.
Or do a search on Camp Pendleton and see if you see anything else that comes up that would have brought it up. I'm sure that I watched a war movie that was actually pretty good too, called, what was it called? It was about Afghanistan and all that. It was oh shoot, I can't remember what it was called. It was really weird. There was more awards given for that group of people that were in that than every other military event that ever happened, because so many people had been injured. They were at the bottom of a mountain. They had their camp at the bottom of the mountain. Every day they were shot at by the Taliban. It was really scary. I mean, I freaked out because I remember some of the things my cousin used to say about when he was in Vietnam, and it was just, it would be scary to be in a situation where you're in the bottom of the mountain and everybody's shooting at you from the top of the mountain. Americans go home. Well, why should Americans go home? Canadians said, we don't want you here. People were sneaking around the border trying to get out of the United States,
That doesn't work.
Yeah, I guess so. I saw this and I thought, wow, that's kind of interesting. People are usually trying to break into the United States, and here are people trying to break into Canada. I wouldn't want to go to Canada because it's too cold. But yeah, that's really kind of strange. But yeah, in boats yet. Can't we be a little more creative than that? It says here, Canadians are typically seen as pretty friendly people until the coronavirus. When the coronavirus began to spread in March, the U.S. and Canada shut down their shared border to non-essential traffic. Then the Canadian border traffic has effectively prevented caravans of Americans and their RVs and their campers from surging across the border as they normally do each summer. But Americans can be crafty. Some have managed to enter Canada by telling the Border Patrol officers that they are on their way to Alaska, known as the Alaska loophole.
Wow.
So, I don't know. It says here, the Americans are coming. So, foreigners are arriving by boat. It's just really crazy stuff. But it's got to be true. It's NPR. They wouldn't lie about that. I don't know. I mean, I guess if I didn't live in the United States, Canada would be a good place to live, other than it's colder. So, she ran out of gas, then disappeared. A search found her 8 days later. Did you hear about this?
No.
She's in stable condition. Says here, do I have any positive stuff? Yes. You just came at the wrong time. She's amazingly strong, but yeah, this teenager, she vanished last month after she ran out of gas, and was the Cascade Mountains, and she was found alive Saturday in a remote section. Reporters said that it's a miracle that she was found. Giovanna Fuda was 18, and she was found after a week-long search. She's in stable condition. This is a remarkable ending. I mean, I'm glad.
The positive thing is she was found.
Yeah, well, yeah. What a weird thing. I mean, she left her home, and she left her home without telling her parents where she was going. Her car was found abandoned the next night near the mountain pass, roughly 2 hours northeast of Maple Valley. We don't know why she was there. And it says here, authorities said that the car was a 2008 Toyota Corolla and had run out of gas. Her purse was still in the vehicle, but her cell phone was gone. That would make me freak out too if my daughter was gone, and and they found her car and her purse, but not her phone. But you would think that if someone took her, they'd take her purse too. I don't know. But yeah,
Unless she had her purse in the trunk of the car.
Yeah, well, get this.
And they wouldn't think to look there. They thought, well, all she had on her was her phone.
Well, it says here, she was found, it says Abbott said the area was a dead zone for cell service, so it was difficult to trace her location through her phone's GPS. Dense brush made it impossible to search with a helicopter. And on Saturday, After a bloodhound tracked her scent more than a mile down the highway, a search and rescue team trekking up the ravine and following a creek found her notebook, shoes, and clothing.
Wow.
And they eventually found her, too, a few miles from her car. She was alert, conscious, and incoherent. We don't know how she got up in that area, but she may have gotten turned around while walking to get gas. I'll tell you, that would be...
This is why you're supposed to check your gas gauge and realize that E means empty, not enough.
I'll bet you that from now on you'll see her getting gas when she's 3/4 full.
My dad always waited half a tank. As soon as it hit half, he had to go to the gas station.
Yeah. How about this? A shark. A surfer was bitten by a shark in Florida, making the 4th attack this year.
Oh, wow.
It says here, 22-year-old was in the water in New Smyrna Beach around 5 p.m., and she was bit on the foot by a shark in deep water, in chest-deep water. She's lucky it was only her foot, if that's,
One of the episodes of the Survivor series that I'm watching now, the guy got bit by a shark in the arm, like right here, and he wouldn't let go. And finally, the guy took and bit the shark himself, and then he was doing something, but he was able to break loose from the shark. And I was like, wow.
Wow. I'll tell you, I fear sharks and respect sharks a lot, and I will never argue with a shark. If he says it's my water, he's right.
I'll remember that the next time we go to the beach.
Okay.
And you say, why aren't you coming out here? Do you see the sharks? They're hiding around the corner waiting on you.
I don't see him. Then, okay, we have this. Oops, I hit the shark story again.
Baby shark.
Here is the yearly Snakes Alive. Florida removes. They removed 5,000 pythons from the Everglades this year. I am really. That's a lot of pythons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the story? Yeah, it is. It's weird when you think about this. These things eat these things whole. I mean, all those pythons, they're not indigenous of Florida.
No.
They're because people buy a python and they realize that they can't keep the python.
That guy's name is Skip Snow. Oh, brother.
And realize they can't take care of it, and then they drop it off in the Everglades. Chickens. That's a lot. My question is, you put them in with a crocodile or an alligator, would the python beat the alligator?
Probably. It might be a death to the finish, though.
Yeah, but the python would choke out the alligator. I would think that the python would win. I can't believe they actually caught 5,000 of them.
No.
Wow. And they captured 5,000. Unbelievable.
No.
Hard to believe. Hard to think of. But those things are out there. That's phew. I don't know. I think about that. I wouldn't turn that off. We can't touch this. But yeah, that freaks me out every year when they do that. I can't imagine. They keep grabbing more and more snakes, and they just have more and more to grab every year. So that's got to be. I'm imagining that may be their most that they did in 1 year.
No.
I wonder if it says. Let's see. The statement. Just gonna look here. Nope, it doesn't say. So I don't know. People that want to have them as pets are nuts. I wouldn't want that as a pet. I want a pet that's going to listen to me and maybe not choke me to death, anything like that.
That's in the Everglades, right?
Probably. I think so. What are you doing?
I thought maybe I could find out.
Yeah, 5,000 I think is
5,000 seems to be...
Because I think it was only a couple thousand before.
Yeah.
Do you remember Ric Flair saying Space Mountain?
Yes.
Well, Space Mountain had a problem. The Flume ride apparently sunk at Disney World's Magic Kingdom. So Space Mountain isn't necessarily a good thing in this particular case, because there were a lot of people that that sank with their boat, went down with the boat. I try to remember. I don't think I didn't do Space Mountain when I was down there. But what a trip! Here's a short video of their boat sinking. You can see the seats and everything have all sunk in this Space Mountain ride. Oh man, that's
awful. I hope they got refunded their money.
So we got out of the boat because it was sinking while we were stuck there, and Disney World employee decided to tell us that we should have stayed in the boat, but it went under as soon as we stepped out. That's not okay.
Yeah, I mean, why would you want to stay in a boat that's sinking?
Now, keep in mind that they've only been open for like 2 weeks because of coronavirus.
Yeah,
that's a lot of, It says here, Disney World reopened Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom on July 11th after a 3-month closure because of the coronavirus. It says here, Florida has become a hotspot for COVID, with nearly 492 cases Monday. And Florida has more cases than any other state but California. California has 509,000 cases. They said something about, I read something somewhere that we're looking at 11,000 people a day should be dying. 11,000 people a day. That's amazing. That just, I don't know. I really hope they do come up with a way to handle this, but I don't know.
I had to start making a to-do list for tomorrow.
Oh, okay. This is interesting too, because Sturgis every year has a lot of people, but this year they're expecting 250,000 people, and of course with that comes people that are socially probably not distant, and probably
I saw something where, like, even that's why everybody's discouraging family gatherings, because the more people you have around, That's what's spreading it.
You can't stop people from going to
You
these
can't.
things
Look at all these riots and stuff.
Well, I mean, even if you look at the beaches
Yeah.
and look at the Disney and all that, people want to go out and do their thing. And this is going to be the same thing with Sturgis. I don't really see people wearing masks and not being social. They're not going to be socially distanced. So it scares me a lot about. I mean, it doesn't scare me because I'm not going to be there, but it does scare me because we're going to see 11,000 people a day die. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. And then you got, I hope this is the right one. Nope, that's not the right one. While I'm here, let's see here. It says here the housing crisis is here. You got to think about the people that were told that they're only going to have to stay home 2 weeks and are now going on 4 months, 5 months.
4 months, yep.
And people are not being able to pay their rent now. There are people that are in serious, like I said before, if you're not paycheck to paycheck, you're certainly not going to be able to go 4 months without working. And the unemployment is definitely up. So.
And it's funny because I've seen a lot of places around here that have help wanted signs up. The only problem is they're not willing to pay. Like a lot of the places, if you've been there for years, you're making good money.
Right.
These are like the fast food stuff that they don't want to start over.
I can tell you, with a certain amount of certainty that if I was working right now, I would have been laid off or fired for budget cuts. And there's no way I could have made what I was making.
Right.
At a McDonald's or any place that would have been able to hire me, because basically it's a renter, or it's not a renter's market. It's whoever has the if you lose your house,
yep, because
you can't afford it, where are you going to go?
Exactly.
So it's really interesting that we're seeing all this stuff that we all knew was coming, but it says here the simple reason for this recession's uneven effect on the housing market. The median income for home buyers is $93,000, while renters are substantially poorer and householders earning less than $35,000 a year have been hit hardest by lost wages since May. Don't assume the wealthier homeowners are bulletproof. So, since 2016, mortgages offered to high-income borrowers who could afford monthly payments seem the least risky. Not anymore. I mean, it's interesting. So, who knows? That's not the article I wanted to see. Where's the other one? It was maybe we did that last week. I'm trying to remember. Anyway, a national brand is gone. One of our favorite brands. Do you know which one?
It better not be Sheetz.
Nope.
Okay.
Any guesses? Any other guesses? It's one you are very, very familiar with.
It's not Starbucks. What? Your phone? Apple?
Not my phone. Your phone.
Apple?
What company are you with?
Oh, Sprint.
Sprint is gone.
Sprint and T-Mobile merged.
Sprint is gone,
yeah.
and and now there is one. One of the most storied brands is no more, as T-Mobile is now officially the brand left. Sprint was a storied American brand, but is no longer. T-Mobile, which closed its $30 billion merger with the wireless carrier in April, officially retired the Sprint brand on Monday.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, because I did get a text from them today. Something about... where is it? You're going to love your new T-Mobile experience and our new look.
Do you know how long Sprint was in business?
I'd say probably about 50, 60 years.
120-year legacy.
Wow.
And it's now part of our legacy as we launch this new era. It's crazy. I never would have thought that T-Mobile would have been as big as Sprint, because T-Mobile I always thought of as the cheap guys. And I thought Sprint was above the cheap guys, but still cheaper than the big guys. So when T-Mobile and them were talking about a deal, I thought, well, Sprint's going to be the name they're going to keep. Not really. Looks like they are not. So
wow.
Yeah, that's it for them. Their history. I just thought it was interesting that, I mean, I was with them for years and years, so to see that happen, I would have never seen it happen that way. I would have thought that they would have somehow kept that name because of the 120-year legacy.
It's less letters to write, too.
That's right. Well, no, is it?
Sprint, S-P-R-I-N-T. Mobile alone is 6.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The Sprint is. Oh, you're saying, okay, we're agreeing then. Sprint is less letters. I was going to say Sprint is less letters than that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking with you to make sure we're talking about the same thing. But yeah, I just never would have guessed that would have been the answer to that. So, yeah.
But you know something? Maybe if Sprint has, like, I mean, we don't care for Verizon. And maybe Sprint was starting to get that reputation, so they thought, well, we'll just use the T-Mobile name and give that a push. I don't know.
I don't know. I never really had a bad thing with Sprint.
I didn't either.
And the Verizon thing was mostly not me that was the problem. It was another person who I had given access to my account.
Yeah, well, they could never get it right, because every time you made a change on yours, I got notified.
Well, but Sprint, but Verizon also was twice the expense of
That's
Sprint.
true.
Once I moved to Sprint, I actually had my bill under control, because I thought that, the same cost at Sprint, I was paying $250, but Sprint would have been, I got them down to like $125 at some point, and then I got it lower than that.
Yeah, because I was going to say mine just changed since my lease is up. Now all I have to do is pay off my phone, and I should be good.
So we did this. We talked about Disney. Okay. Here's one. Speedway. You know Speedway gas stations?
Yes.
They were just bought by somebody. Did you know that?
They just bought Hess's.
I'm just telling you. Do you know who they were bought by?
Turkey Hill.
No, you're close, though. It's another 7-Eleven.
Oh!
7-Eleven owner buys Speedway for $21 billion.
Yeah, because it was Hess's, and then it went to Speedway. Oh.
Yeah. Hard to
Yeah,
believe.
I only know of one 7-Eleven around here.
The thing that's ironic is that Speedway had bought, like you said, Hess, because I used to work at Hess when I was a much, much younger person.
Because there was a Hess going down 83, and then there was one right there by Walmart on Grayson Road.
There was the one I used to work at was next to the U-Haul out by
your
CVS
mom's.
and
Okay, I know which one you're talking about.
That's the one I worked at for a period of time. So it was interesting because they taught me ways to skim.
Oh, wow.
Not that I did it, but I knew of ways to skim.
It'll be interesting to see if the store right there at Mushroom Hill in 322, if that changes to a 7-Eleven.
Well, sure. Well, I mean, they may keep this. I don't know. They may keep the brand. But I don't know that Speedway. I mean,
because Speedway hasn't been around that long.
Yeah. Well, not in this state. I don't know if maybe it was big. If it's bigger in other states, and they just came along and because for them to take over Hess, they had to be fairly big. I'm wondering. Let's see if I can pull that up again and see if it says any information on that. It says here, Japanese owner of 7-Eleven. Oh, I didn't know that Japanese owners are the 7-Eleven. From Marathon Petroleum. So Marathon Petroleum has owned Speedway. Well, you should. Oh, wait, convenience stores are giving restaurants. What's this? Quick stops like Wawa, Quick Trip Sheets are investing in food places. Wait a minute, I need to read this. Hold on, back up. Okay. Okay, Wawa. Convenience stores are giving restaurants a run for the money. I'm not surprised with, Quick Trip Sheets are investing in their food selection. It says they got it. Meal kits, espresso bars, grocery staples, high-end snacks, even wine.
Speedway was founded in 1959, so they've been around longer than I thought.
Yeah. Well, they were owned by a petroleum company, Marathon Petroleum, MPC, for $21 billion. $21 billion. Just amazing. Anyway, so yeah, they've been. It says here, 7 and I is the longest. 7 and I is the largest convenience store chain operator in Japan with 21,000 stores.
That's because they don't have sheets over there.
Oh, 7 and I Holdings Company is the name of the company, which holds 7-Eleven and other outlets. Anyway, it says here the company's been looking to expand its overseas home market, and by acquiring Speedway, the Japanese retailer would pick up 4,000 stores and give its operations in North America a boost. So there you go. Japanese are making money off of this, like they always do.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's interesting. I saw that and said, looks like they're going to take another...
I'm surprised Sheets didn't take them over.
Yeah.
But I think we have enough Sheets around here. I mean, it's almost one on every corner. At least it seems like it.
Storm ravages Doylestown. Hospital roof ripped off and roads are closed.
And all down south.
Yeah, this is local though. This is in Doylestown. I mean, local as in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, yeah.
Did you see the damage that did? That blew me away. Cars were all like on top of each other and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I sent you.
I just, I feel kind of bad for that hospital because I'm not kind of bad, really bad for that hospital because we need all the hospitals we can get. But
yeah, I've been following that a little bit because I have friends that live down in the Carolinas, and they're watching the storm and stuff. And then when I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean it's amazing.
And I saw someplace had like 5 inches of rain.
Look at that.
Someplace locally, and we only had about 2.
Notice that there's like most of this is okay. There's only a couple cars that are really damaged right in the middle, but there's a bunch of cars parked here that aren't damaged at all. Tornadoes are crazy like that. Just weird.
That's why they tell you to stay inside in a safe place.
I don't know if there is a safe place.
In a basement.
If it hits you, you're gone. There's no, it's not like Kansas anymore. Speaking of which, my buddy Buster has moved to Nebraska.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he said Nebraska.
Is he trying to live in every state at some point?
I don't know.
It sure seems like it.
Nebraska. Wow.
He's a corn husker.
Yeah. Tell people you don't want to be traveling in a hot air balloon.
That's true.
You know why?
Well, then you need to tell Bob Genter to quit chasing them.
12 people hospitalized after a hot air balloon crash in Wyoming.
Oh my goodness.
I've said before, I would not travel in a hot air balloon because nature controls it. You go where it tells you to go. And that's
We ought to send that to Bob Jenner and say, see what happens when when the sun reflects off your camera lens?
Yeah, that's it. Jeez. I don't know. That's crazy.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I understand, the pilot of the hot air balloon can control it a little bit, but there had to have been something that happened to get caught up in there like that.
Yeah. I didn't know about Sprint. The little fish won't make it. Little fish.
T-Mobile.
Is that a fish? Oh. Okay.
If it's something like if it were reversed, T-Mobile wouldn't make it on its own.
She's still, Melanie says that the hot air balloon is still on her bucket list. I don't know. I'd like to, once a year.
I'd like to go see them, but I'd never ride in one.
Once a year when I was younger, in the 90s, they had hot air balloon launches in Hershey. Mm-hmm. And I went to that a couple times, and I loved it because you got to watch them blow the things up.
Yes.
And some of the coolest shapes in the world were these hot air balloons. And I really enjoyed it.
My first ex-father-in-law, the one thing on his bucket list was to see, they had a hot air balloon festival down in New Mexico.
Wow.
And one year he went out to see it because his sister lived in New Mexico, so he was able to go out and see her and then see this, go to this festival. And I mean, I love to look at them and I love to watch them, going across the sky and stuff.
One of my favorite ones was this U-Haul hot air balloon. It was a giant square in looking like a U-Haul truck.
Yeah.
And the guy was sticking his head out, and he had his arm like this. And it was funny. Well, this article here says 12 people were hospitalized. 3 hot air balloons carrying 36 people crashed into the ground on Monday morning. 36 people. And fortunately, only 12 of those people were taken to the hospital. But of the 36 people on board the balloon, 11 were transported to local hospitals and 1 was transported to a Trauma 1 center.
Oh my goodness. Well, I know it had to have been within the past year or two that I actually saw a hot air balloon land out by Hershey.
Oh, that's cool. I remember watching a documentary on, I believe it was World War II, that a bunch of people who were in a Nazi war camp got out of the camp and transported over the border by a hot air balloon. I thought that was really cool. Actually, do you remember Hogan's Heroes?
Yes.
The Stalag 13? There was a Stalag 13, and there was an underground situation like that was not a comedy, that was real. And that movie, or that TV show, was based on their Stalag 13, but it was a real thing. It actually did happen.
See, at one point, I'd love to be in a hot air balloon, but I think my fear of heights would it would just say, nope, you're keeping both feet on the ground.
I'll wave. I'll be on the ground waving far enough away that if it falls, it won't fall on me. I'm not interested. Not interested at all, because it's too far up to fall down. So maybe I'll make a song, Too Far Up to Fall Down. Oh, that's a line I could use.
Uh-oh, Ken, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Okay, so I gilled this one.
Too far up.
All right, let's talk about something else now.
Yeah, something happy.
Well, actually, this is interesting. The SpaceX capsule.
Yes, did you see it?
I have not. I didn't watch it. But
I actually saw it. Now, when I started watching the live feed, they had already been splashed down for about 25 minutes.
Apparently, a lot of people were taking their boats up close to the splashdown, which was really dangerous.
Right, because then when I joined it, you saw all the guard boats were making a semicircle around where this splashdown so that they could get it up out of the water and get it open for the astronauts to get out.
So these are the astronauts, I believe.
Yes.
And I mean, it's awesome because, first off, our government's not sponsoring. This is now sponsored by independents like Elon Musk. Mm-hmm. And I think it's awesome that they are still doing this stuff. That's another thing I wouldn't want to do. I think it's a great thing.
I wonder
What's that?
What their thoughts are, because they were up in space when this whole...
How long have they been up in space?
I'm not sure, but I think they were up in space when all this pandemic started. So how
Well, they
are
didn't have any masks.
I know.
Hey, where's your mask, buddy? You should have at least been given a mask. Come back to Earth and boom, put this mask on. What do you mean I had a helmet on for the last 3 months, 4 months? No, you gotta have a mask now. Yeah, pull it up, I don't know. I think it's awesome. I think it. Well, that kid tried to run across the border there and was captured by his mom.
Okay. SpaceX was founded in
Wait, here we go. Elon. He must be reading cue cards. Have you ever seen Elon do a thing like this?
No.
He is horrible at presentation. So he must have rehearsed this, because even if you go to the Tesla reveals where they're talking about new stuff, he just wings it. You can tell he's winging it because he doesn't know what he's going to say till he says it. Here, it looks like he's rehearsed or reading. If you watch his eyes, it looks like he might be reading. It does. It actually is very exciting to me.
Okay. They were just launched in May, the end of May.
Well, that's not too bad. I wasn't sure how long they were out there, but I think it's pretty exciting, though. It's pretty exciting that we're still in the learning stages of this. And, I have no problems with us being able to fund, but it's nice that we're not funding it. It's nice that isn't our tax money.
No, that's Elon's money.
Well, it's not Elon's only. It's not only Elon. It's there's a group of people and investors. It was founded by Elon.
Okay.
But it's like by the way,
Elon Musk Trust is the owner, 54% equity, 78% voting control.
And you can tell it's him because he has control of everything, but he is not focusing it on him. He's focusing on the goal of space exploration, and
right.
You still have the Elon funny stuff that he does, like sending the Tesla in space and stuff like that. But the nice thing is that it's not about, like, Tesla's about him as far as I'm concerned. It's about his ego. It's an ego-driven thing, but I don't think that SpaceX is as much, because you got people like, I think Warren Buffett also is involved in that, and a lot of pretty big wigs that are involved in that. He may have the majority stake in it, but there's much more with it than him. And I like the idea that it's gone as far as it's gone, the way that it's gone. So, yeah.
So, if this is gonna. If you're launching a rocket, at the same time a hot air balloon goes out, which one? Which one would get there first?
Gets where? Where are you going?
Just up in the sky.
I would tell you that there's no doubt in my mind
The
if they're
rocket.
both launching at the same time.
Yeah, the rocket.
I don't know about you sometimes.
That's because I'm tired.
I'm surprised you're here yet. I thought you would have had it out.
Trust me, I thought about it. I've got a long
Well, you got a
day
half
tomorrow.
hour if you want to go. If you
No,
can.
I'm going to stay.
All right. Well, I got some pretty interesting things.
Are
yet.
they good stories and not depressing ones?
Well,
If they're depressing ones, save them.
I didn't do any of the COVID-19 stuff. I've been trying to. I'll tell you what. I'll make a deal with you. If you can talk to the people for long enough for me to go to the bathroom,
How did I know this was coming?
I'll do good stories.
Now we're going to play this musical chairs game again. Because this just doesn't work this way.
It does work that way. It's just
Let me get
gotta
rid of
Get
this.
the dog out of the way. And
Yeah, get the dog out of the way. That's a whole another ball game.
I'll be
Okay.
back as quick as possible.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
You can talk about your house.
oh yeah, actually you're right, I can. So one of the good things that has come out of this quarantine stuff is that my neighbor and I have actually started talking to each other, and this was the neighbor that was putting stumps out in where I park my car because of the on-street parking, and he thought he was trying to be smart. Well, he realized that he didn't know me, and he had decided to get to know me a little bit, start talking to me, and he's been a godsend. He took the whole front of my house. He's been mowing my grass for me, and he took some bricks that I had in the backyard that were there when I bought the house. He lined the whole front, made me a little spot where I can put my trash can so that when I put it out Tuesday nights, I don't have to drag it the whole way from the backyard. And he put mulch in the front. He did the whole way down the side. And, he's been wonderful. He painted my porch. He painted the railings. He's just been amazing, And he's like, look, he says, I don't want money for it, but if you feel that you want to give me a little bit, he says, I'm not gonna, I would appreciate it. His deacon is coming tomorrow to take care of the shed that's in the backyard. And what the deacon is also going to do, since we never got the tree down, he's going
That was
to...
my next question.
No, we never got the tree down, but the deacon is going to cut the one piece of my sidewalk that is like all broken and everything. He's going to get rid of that. He's going to put asphalt there so that when that tree does come down,
Whose fault?
the asphalt. And they're going to take and make a little ramp in the back of where the sidewalk is in the back. They're going to make it so that it's not a step anymore. But yeah, I've got all these solar lights, and I've got my mirror ball, and I love my house. And while he's doing that, I'm working on the inside.
I got a correction to make.
Uh-oh.
I said 11,000 people a day.
Yeah?
It's 11,000 people every week
Oh, wow.
this month. So it's better than what I said. Okay, now we'll go on to good stuff.
Good.
All right. There we go.
Hi, puppy. Hi,
Where
puppy.
do I want to start?
You're so pretty. Yes, you are.
This is kind of funny. No, I'm going to skip that. Wait a minute, hold on. Who do you think would beat this race? A Tesla Model S or a horse?
Really? You had to ask me that.
Yeah, that's the question.
We all know a Tesla would win.
Would it?
Yes.
Let's see. Here we go. We're going to race a horse against the Model S Tesla. And here it goes. Okay, the Tesla's in the lead. However, it's got to turn around that pole and come back. The horse won the race.
Wow. And that's only because it didn't take as much to turn around.
Right. You got to a better turning radius on a horse. I thought you'd like that because it's so different from everything else I've shown lately.
Yeah, I mean, look at the wider turns and.
Now, if it was around like a racetrack, you would probably see the Model S win because the Model S was way ahead, but the turning radius of the horse.
Well, maybe the driver of the Tesla, he let the horse and the jockey win. That's what it is. He let.
I don't know. I thought it was an interesting. You thought it was going to be Tesla because I always do pro Tesla, but I'm pro horse here. Caught you off guard with that. You didn't expect that.
No, I didn't.
Well, when I saw it, I didn't expect it either. But when I saw it, I said, okay, that'll be worth it just because that's not my norm. How about? Okay, so we did that. I've been holding that, by the way, for about 3 months.
Oh, geez.
Because I kept running out of time to play it.
Well, then, that's outdated material because now maybe the Tesla will win.
How about this? There's a new proposal. I call it a proposal. Should we call it a proposal? Concept. Okay, I'll call it a concept. So you know what the Cybertruck is. You've seen the Cybertruck. How about this? A cyber rickshaw.
Oh, wow.
It's not real, but it's meant to take the place of a real rickshaw. So the idea is that you could get better mileage than pedaling, and you could get faster delivery in a rickshaw. It's not a real thing, but it's somebody proposed it, said, hey, how about if we did this? It had a solar roof, and let's see here, show you the video here. What if rickshaws were electric?
Wow.
They're extremely durable and fast.
And affordable.
And affordable, yes. So this is basically the way this works is that they could have this rickshaw. They have 150 miles of things. They have a solar roof, so that it would be charging during the day. It only charges 10 miles a day, but it's still, if you needed that extra 10 miles, you still have the supercharger network that you had before, and it uses a 16 kilowatt battery versus my 100 kilowatt battery, so it tells you the difference of the volume, but it would be lighter, and it would be affordable. It's like I think $6,000 or something for something like this. 3 people in the back, 6,400 cubic feet, and could be used in China. Top speed of 50 miles an hour, 6.9,
Wow.
0 to 60 in 6.9. So starting at $6,000, it could happen. You could see an electric rickshaw in the next James Bond
I
movie.
thought that was only overseas.
What, rickshaw? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't saying it's here. It could be in Chinatown, though.
It could be.
I don't know. I just found it interesting and funny and stuff like that somebody would even think of something like that. How about a performance? What's this? Yes, I am very jealous of her neighbor. I want a neighbor like that.
Hey, he said he'd help you.
Yeah, you know me. I don't ask for help.
Oh, I know.
Let's see. Here's a funny Honda Accord chase.
With a horse?
No.
Oh.
Well, that didn't give me what I want. What did I want? I want this. There we go. Watch this Honda Accord chase this Tesla Model 3 and get pulled over by the police.
Oh, wow.
You really, every time I see a vehicle that doesn't look like a police car, it drives me crazy because,
They're changing now because they used to stick out like a sore thumb.
Yep. And that one I had was a pickup, if you remember, about a year ago.
And now what they like to do is take regular cop cars that do stick out and sit them there
Yep.
as a decoy.
Yep.
Tesla TTR on YouTube. I'm going to put a link right now. Over
Tesla
on that channel,
TTR,
you'll see software updates for the Tesla.
Oh, stop talking. Come on. All right, this is going to be an interesting story about this this car here. Come on, let's go.
Whenever an incident does happen, hit a button and it'll say previous 10 minutes. So for those of you with fast cars, I'm sure you'll understand what's happening here. Sometimes you're at a traffic light, you're in your car, and someone else is looking at you, and you can tell they want it. My buddy had no interest in racing. All he wanted to do was keep on driving, so when the light turns green, he hits it. He gets all the way up to the speed limit, but he gets there very fast. The guy in his silver Honda Accord wanted to show off a little bit, and he launched hard as well. It took him a bit to catch up, and he only did so because my buddy was doing the speed limit. He whips on by. There was a surprise waiting right behind him.
Now, what do you think is going to happen here? So this guy, the Honda Accord is chasing the Tesla, but the Tesla's going the speed limit. So the Honda Accord has to do more than the speed limit to catch him. So
Yeah.
what do you think's
The
going to happen?
Honda's going to get nailed.
You bet.
Ready to start. An unmarked GT Mustang.
GT Mustang.
Next to at a light. Now when you have an unmarked car, especially an unmarked Mustang.
Oops.
Some of the folks want to show off a little bit, see if they can get a race going. I guarantee the police down there are cleaning up the tickets. And here comes the worst part. Watching the guy you were trying to race drive by you.
Well, I remember I was taking this driving course or driving class, and one of the things I asked was, how can, like, a truck that if I'm doing 65, doing the speed limit, and this truck goes whizzing past me, why they're not pulled over? And you know what I was told? Because if they have a bigger engine than I do, their 65 miles an hour is different than mine.
I would think they would be more dangerous at 65 because you could stop quicker.
I'm saying pickup, not 18-wheeler.
Okay.
But because they have a heavier engine, it takes them longer. You know, they're still doing 65. It just looks like they're going faster than me.
I don't know. I know that there's a lot of people that have tried to race me, and
Yeah, you just look at them with that shit-eating grin and say, "Yeah, okay, try it."
I won't go beyond a certain speed. If they want to go faster, they can go ahead and go faster. I only go as fast as I can afford. I live by my own rules. But there are people that insist on that stuff, and I have no interest in being their guinea pig. I'm not willing to get a ticket for other people. Now I can kill this one. This one I had for weeks. I just never really used
Hi,
it.
puppy dog.
He's been good this week. Once I had that little talk with him in the beginning. I'm surprised he's being good. All right, next. All right, what else can we see?
I was looking.
This is interesting. This dealer went from selling used cars, used gas cars, to used EVs, even Teslas. He sees the writing on the wall. This one's another one that I had for a long time, and I just didn't get around to doing it. Because I had so much stuff that I just couldn't get to it all. But that's a good sign. I mean, if he's seeing a demand, then, you know, he's making money off the stuff. So, I found that interesting. Then we have... no, I won't do that. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. This is for a house.
Okay.
They want to turn your windows into solar panels.
Oh.
No longer will you have to have solar panels on your roof. you can use solar panels in your window. And this is an interesting project that is being checked in by a company called One Redwood City. It's a California-based startup that thinks its technology can achieve that by transforming the way solar power is collected. So usually you have the big panels that take up your whole roof, like mine.
Right.
But these wouldn't do that. These would take up a smaller, much smaller space because they're the windows. I'm going to see if it says I didn't watch this video, but. Would you like that if they were like that?
Yes.
I think that would be an awesome thing because now you no longer have the people complaining about the aesthetics of the thing. That's interesting that it is able to generate electricity like that. I can't imagine what the price would be, though. The price is going to be very expensive.
Yeah, because they have to make them look like regular windows.
Now, another thing that they're not saying anything about is like wintertime. Wintertime, I have to worry about the snow on my panels. If this is on my windows, there wouldn't be snow on my windows.
That's true.
They would be getting sunlight, and that would generate the power.
Wow.
I think it's really interesting that it's. Plus, now look at okay. So let's look at it from another standpoint. Now let's talk about your vehicle. If you have an electric vehicle and those for windows, say on a Tesla where you're all window on the top, imagine what that could do for an electric vehicle.
Cool.
I think that would be awesome because you could get, just by driving around town, you may not get, you may not get a ton of energy, but if it's charging, it's not costing you anything to charge.
That's true.
So it would be constantly charging. And I read somewhere about, I don't know where I put that article, about a new solar panel that captures energy at night. It's like a reverse solar panel.
Right.
But the actual panel itself is using a new technology that allows you to collect solar energy all day and all night. I wish I could remember the name of that thing, and if I could find it, I might be able to. I'll have to look at this, but I did have some other articles that I never really.
Now, I know, there'd be no way I could do this now, but on my house, it's a metal roof. Could you have solar panels on the metal roof?
Sure.
Oh,
what
wow.
they do is on my roof. The only reason I just had a new roof put on, so they put these special mounts under the
panel.
Under the roofing material.
Okay.
And they could do that on. They could just mount the to your metal roof. They could just mount it to your roof.
Oh.
But the problem you have,
Yeah, it's the area I
is-
live.
well, it's the way your house is. I think your house is you have to be facing southwest with the panels.
I think there is.
And you're facing.
I'll have to look. I think not over on Rob Noxus's street, but the street in between Rob and me. I think there is a house that has solar panels on it.
Yeah, but it depends how your house is, where you're. Like this is the southwest side.
Right.
That's why the panels are on that side. If your house is facing north
Yeah, I don't know.
or east
I don't know.
or even west, if you're.
Oh, wait a minute.
I don't know which way it is because I've only been here just a couple times, but I don't know which way your house is facing.
Okay, so when I go home, if I stand in front of my house, this should tell me which way it's facing,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. We'll try it and see.
I mean, I don't know which way. I'm thinking, you know what? It may be south. Well, your house is facing. My guess is your house is facing north. But which way is your roof peaking? Oh, got a question there. Which way is the roof going? Sloping down
Yes.
towards the north? I mean, assuming that's the north.
I love Bing.
Bing. So that's so you could theoretically, if the other does it slope in the other towards the back.
Uh-huh.
If that is north, which is what I'm thinking it might be, then you could have panels on the other side if they're sloping down. Yes.
So that would be the only place I could have them was on the back for the whole house.
Well, I mean that's where they would pick up the light.
Because
you don't
this
have
is the
it.
back.
Nope, you couldn't.
Okay.
Because it's facing. Well, depending which way. If I'm right and that's north, the front is. If I'm right and the front is north, because then this is yours, right?
Yeah.
That's the only place you could have panels because that would be south.
Yeah, because this
But
is
it's facing.
this is where my half bath is. Because that's my bedroom and that's the attic.
You could maybe put a couple there, but I don't know how much that would help you as far as.
Right.
I mean, I'm seeing solar panels freaking on Facebook Live for our Facebook Marketplace for $100, and that's a really cheap. I mean, I guess it's not as expensive as it was when I bought mine, but I bought mine a long time ago.
I wonder. I think 602. I think he's.
We're getting near the end here, so that okay. I'll do one last story. We'll do it on. Okay, that's the Windows solar panel. Okay. How about?
I'll have to see which house has it because this one doesn't show it. Because this is my neighbor across the street. And I think it's... I want to say it's this house, but I'm not sure.
See that this house would be ideal because it's straight down.
Right.
Last one of the day. The Corvette C8.
Oh.
That really fast Corvette
Yeah.
takes on a Tesla Model X.
Ooh,
There
I'd
can
hate
only-
to call that
There
one.
can only be one winner. Which one will it be?
I'm guessing the Tesla. Or you wouldn't have picked it. But I don't know. You picked the horse.
You never know. I'm going to skip ahead to where they actually race. Let's see here. All right. So he points at each car one at a time. Then he takes his hands both up and brings them both down. That's when they go.
So, I'm going to point at you guys, I'm going to point at him, and then when I come down with my fingers, I'm going to point down to the ground. So gonna be 1, 2, boom. Whenever you go down. All right, you guys ready?
So you got a C8.
All right, take your third.
You got a C8 and you got a Tesla.
Okay, I already don't
Model
like
X.
him driving with that camera in his front of his face.
That has nothing to do with the car.
He can't see.
Apparently, he can see well enough. Anyway, we got the big car, the C8, which is the newest, hottest Chevy out there, going against the Model X, which is not the fastest.
Okay.
It's because the S is faster than the Model X.
Right.
So, here we go. Which one you saying?
Tesla.
All right, good luck. All right, Lucas, you got this? Yeah, if you make it right,
See, he doesn't have a camera in front of his face.
That's what took it. There was a little bit of slip there, but that's what took it, bro. You gotta get props for that.
Tesla took it. I knew it.
They're going to run it again, just to make sure that.
And Team Dobre up 1, 2.
Yeah. By the way, the C8 cheated a little bit because he got the jump on that. Anyway.
Test it out.
Now we all know that the Tesla isn't the fastest car out there. If I'm going at a certain, say I'm going 50 and you're going 50, and we gun it, then you may beat me because at that speed I'm already at my peak or getting near my peak. And with these cars, they're meant to go 200 miles an hour, and mine's only good for 150. So here we are. They're going to do a second run as soon as they get off their butts and do it. Looks like they're about ready. Okay. Yep. Did I miss the second one? Oh, here we go. They changed lanes this time.
Guys ready?
They're doing a rolling car. Now they're going the same speed, and then once they hit a certain spot, they're going to kick it down. That's the one. That's a certain spot. Now, if this went more than a quarter mile, that C8 would probably catch up with them.
Wow. Watch the deer!
So guys, we hope you enjoyed that race with the Tesla Model X against the Corvette C8.
I did miss a second. There was a second race somewhere, and the Tesla took it second time too, so it won all three.
See, I should send this video to Steve and tell him that Teslas will beat Corvettes.
Well, they know that now. Who do you want to tell?
Steve!
Oh, yeah. Piece of cake. Anyway, well, then, with that, I guess it's time to go.
Wow.
Yeah. But I agree with Melanie. That is very sexy.
Well, of
it is
course.
very sexy, but
Of course.
like very slow, very slow. So no, it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool to watch those two. And actually, I thought the Corvette was going to win the one because the rolling one, like I said, once we hit with our Teslas, once we hit a certain number, usually it's once we hit a quarter mile, the other ones are starting to catch up by then. So I don't know how long that was. That looked like it was longer than a quarter mile though. But that C8, that wouldn't stop me from buying it. But I like my Tesla too much.
Yeah.
I just thought that was kind of cool. Anyway, all right. Well, I guess that's it. So how am I going to do this? I forget how to do this. I got to do the ending. Oh yeah. Do this.
Say goodnight, buddy.
Yeah. And we do this. End credits. That's no, this one. This is it. All right. I'll talk to you guys next week. Same bat channel, same bat time, same bat channel. Oh,
What?
you never did your gift.
Well, we can leave it here and do it next week.
I forgot that we were talking about that.
We can do it next week.